Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. And I'm off mute, so you guys can actually hear me this time. So that's good. Good start, right, Denise? Really excited about tonight.
Woohoo!
Got a great guest. Adam Began is on. What's up, brother? How are you?
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Yeah, I'm excited. For sure.
Awesome.
It's an honor to be here. I've watched a lot of episodes on the show, and
Oh, crap. See, now the dolls are moving by themselves, and the show has to end. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
You don't give them a little bit of love to get them that. Can't see it. There you go. Tony Spera signed on the set here. When I met Annabelle a couple years ago, Tony Spera met that, so I haven't got rid of it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's around still. She went and met Annabelle.
Nice.
I got a picture of me right next to her. So I was like,
nice.
Ever since then, she's been active, so I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks
Nice.
bad, too, because I keep telling you, we're heading up to Maine the first week of June, and I wanted to make a stop. We were making all kinds of stops. We're actually spending a whole day up in Salem and staying at the West House Inn. So I'm super excited about that. But we wanted to make a stop at the museum, the Warren Museum, and now it's not even open anymore. So
yeah,
damn, dude, it sucks. Yes, yeah. Darren mentioned the backdrop. We got the old Licking County Jail because we're going there tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Bucket list. Hashtag bucket list.
So excited.
Yes.
Good for you.
Right?
Yes. Can't wait to tune in. You guys can go live, I hope, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a little live. I don't think we're going to do like a full-blown Cryptic Paranormal Show live like we've done before, but I'm sure we're going to go live quite a bit.
Nice.
So yeah, if anybody's noticed, Heisenberg's not on tonight. Nothing really going on. He just needs to take a break. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you love doing something. Eventually, you need to take a mental health break and just call it a hiatus for a little bit and kind of get yourself refreshed. And I've been there, and honestly, since I started my new job a couple weeks ago, you guys probably have noticed I haven't had a huge online social media presence. I mean, I'm floating around telling everybody to shut up here and there, but
attaboy.
But yeah, he's taking a break and he'll be back soon, and he'll be welcome back whenever he feels like it's time. So he's part of the show. So, but yeah, that's why he's not here. Just taking a break. Just want to
I didn't scare him away. That's good.
No, man. You're good. Troy McDonald present. Peggy McDonald. Barb's here. Trey's here. Peggy's here. Everybody is here. A lot of people I don't even know. Kirsten is here. Kirsten Joy, what's up?
Hey, Kristen, what's going on?
You're enjoying
Salem with her. Her and Dave and all of us last week.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures, man. That looks amazing.
Yeah. Boy, that ship is just magical. I could spend all week there.
How is it? Like, I'm a bigger guy. Like, I'm like a little worried about the claustrophobia setting in if I was down there doing my own investigation work. Is it roomy enough for a big, fat ass like me to get around down there?
You ain't that big, brother. You ain't that big. But I tell you what, it's honestly an accident waiting to happen. I mean that in a good way, but there is just so much steel and metal, and you walk through and the ports are open on the bottom, and this door's open here, and you kind of go by the lights of the exit signs when they shut the lights off on you. So it's, and especially me, I just got in that car accident 2 weeks ago. So I kind of paid for it. Honestly, it took me 2 days to walk again after Salem because it's all. But I had this planned, man. I'm a ghost hunter, man. If I'm not dead, I'm going. And if I am dead, I'm going. You guys can chase me. I don't care. But I had to go. I hobbled around the ship a little bit, and I know ghosts can sense off people when they're not feeling that.
Right.
So I took precautions. I had my rosaries. I had my little prayer book, all that stuff. And I said a couple of things. I smudged myself when I came home.
Nice.
So I felt fine in that aspect. But physically, it takes a toll. There's not any carpets on there. So if you go, make sure you've been stretching. And seriously, we're not young. I mean, and you'd be fine. You'd be fine. It just, like I said, it takes a toll on the knees and stuff because it's all.
Oh, yeah.
It's a warship.
That's pretty much everywhere for me anyways. I'm pushing 44 now, and I'm like, age is creeping in. The high school football knees are hurting real bad these days. And
yeah, it catches up to us, man. All those football years and shit. Yeah,
I hear you.
You ain't kidding.
So let's start at the beginning with you, man. How did this all start for you? How did all this exploration, and how did you get into the paranormal field?
Okay. Well, that's one thing. I definitely don't mind talking about myself, so this will be fun. Not that I see.
We got 2 hours, bro. I'll just sit back, drink my coffee. You got the show.
Right.
I've been doing this a long time, and I type of guy where I don't want problems, and I don't want to seem like I'm cool, or I don't want to brag because I get excited about things, and I sound almost like I'm showing off, but I'm not. So I've been posting this shit for years, and I haven't really been sharing with anybody.
Yeah.
And some people like, that's a shame. People would,
Yeah.
So I've been sharing. And the more I've been sharing, I'm getting invited to do podcasts and interviews.
Yeah.
People want to go. I go, shit, I should have been sharing 10 years ago. But I like to be modest because I don't, But long story short, man, when I was about 8, my grandfather passed away. My mom's dad. And I got up that night, and I haven't talked about this in years, but I got up, and he basically was at my bed and walked me to the fridge to get some milk. I was 9 years old. And I thought I was dreaming, so I didn't say nothing. And I found out about 5 years later that my sister that next night was seen by my mom looking up at the ceiling saying, "Okay, Papa, I love you too. Okay,
Oh, wow.
have a good." So she saw him the next day. She was like 6. She's younger than me. So I saw my first apparition at 9. And literally a year later to 2 years later, my dad's father died in the hospital. We went to go see him, and he flatlined, dude. And everybody left the room, and I just sat there, and I watched his fluids come out, and I saw the fucking beat, and not the beat, but I saw the whole deal, and it traumatized me. But I want to know, is that really goodbye? Like, I mean, obviously it's cool to do it for the ghost aspect, but I really want to know, man. I want to know, is there a God? Do we go there? Is this all bullshit that we're doing, or is it a reason? And if there are ghosts here, are they stuck? And let's help them. I want to help people that have haunted places, but I want to help the spirits. I want them to like, and honestly, not to fast forward at all, but real quick, the car crash. My mother passed away 2 years ago.
Right.
I took that hard, and the car that I had was bequeathed to her. And when I got hit, the only thing I remembered was my mom saying, "Get out, my son. Get out, my boy." And I remember the airbag was orange, and that's all I remember from the accident. And I went to go get my stuff out of the car. The airbag's orange, and my mom that I carry with me was in the passenger seat. My necklace.
Oh wow.
So I feel like but I know I'm kind of skipping around. It's just that's so recent.
Fine, man.
No, you're fine.
Those are the times I've seen the spirits. I've seen a couple in different places throughout the years. I've seen things that are unexplainable like everybody else, but that really gripped me at a young age. Yeah, sure. Being thrown to death that quick, you're left with more questions than answers. And then you think you're the weirdo because I'm spending lunches at my lunch break, but in high school, I'm spending it in the graveyards. Well, my friends are like, fucking Adam's Dracula. What's he doing in the graveyard? Zombie, metalhead or whatever. And I just love graveyards. They're gorgeous. And I feel like you're not judged at a graveyard. Everybody's welcome. It's free. So it's
very peaceful. I mean, it's so peaceful.
It really, I mean, I think it is. The worst thing about the pandemic is everybody goes to graveyards around Maine to walk now. So I'm like, they're all taking my spaces. I go there and there's a bunch of people. I'm like, my graveyard.
Right.
But
we were talking about that a while ago. What we used to do in cemeteries and what I do in cemeteries now. I mean, we used to be dumbasses when we were kids at cemeteries because I grew up in the country. I mean, that was the only thing to do. So you hop on a dirt bike, you go back behind the cemetery where there's a bunch of dirt hills.
Yeah.
And, you get stupid, but
no one's gonna mess with you. There's no neighbors, right?
Yeah. Well, Now it's like I go on a country drive just for the hell of going on a country drive, and I find this little out of the way, like little old cemetery, maybe only 4 or 5 headstones. I'm walking through it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna walk through it. I'm gonna learn who these people are.
I always try to look for the oldest one. That way, it lets me know how old I think the graveyard will be. This one's 1823, so it's going to be at least 1820. Yeah. I actually have a little picture from the Sun Journal in Lewiston, Maine, where I grew up, of me at like 12 fixing tombstones that were broken, propping up with sticks. And they took a picture. They go, young teenage boy Adam, seen in cemetery helping. So I've always had and I grew up in Lisbon.
That's very cool.
Same high school as Stephen King. I thank you.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, he grew up in Durham, so I used to pedal my bike to his house on Runaround Pond Road where he grew up, and I'd sit around the house and just picture him writing books, and I grew up loving Stephen King. So it's always been around me, and then as I got older, I've always loved history, and in New England, like you said, Salem, all this stuff it's everywhere you go is history, and if there's history, there's probably a haunting. It's kind of one in one. So I've always been intrigued by aliens, Bigfoots. How could you not fall in love with Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and E.T.?
Right. I mean, to me, it's just a natural progression of things. It doesn't matter what area of the paranormal you start with.
Yeah.
It all connects. And there's so many theories about it all connecting anyways.
Oh, my God. It's like a plot line. I mean, like the Ohio gas man. I'm sure you guys know about him.
Yep.
Like he's almost like a Bigfoot, like a Sasquatch in a way. Is that one weird family that's all throughout America scaring people?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, people think that Sasquatch could possibly be an alien. And I've listened to those theories, and I completely see where they're making that connection.
Yep.
A lot of people have witnessed UFOs correlated with sightings of Sasquatch almost in the same time frame, same story. All together. It's crazy. There's got to be something to them because they're 8, 9,
who was
10 feet tall. What's that?
Right. Who was it? Was it Dustin Perry who said that maybe it's possible that aliens and Bigfoot are actually like time travelers of us? Because like back in the caveman days, we would have looked like right? We would have looked like Bigfoot. And then as we evolve, we're going to get rid of our hair. We don't need it to keep warm anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
Like
that's crazy.
All of the things that are different about aliens and us, that's what we're going to look like.
Absolutely. I'm open to every theory. I think it's great. Because if you can't, no one can really close anything out. So why not? That's a great theory. Wow, traveling Bigfoot.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's what I love about Maine too. Like I've seen UFOs, dude, walking around in Lisbon and up in northern Maine by the Allagash. I've seen Bigfoots. Not Bigfoots, but I've seen UFOs. I could have swore I've seen USOs, unidentified submerging objects.
Oh, wow.
There's some right in Casco Bay.
Really?
Me and my girlfriend Heather have seen lights underneath these boats.
Yeah.
And it's right in this Casco Bay, and it's like a lighthouse. I swear to God, I got it on video. I'll have to show you guys sometime. But it's like a light underneath the water at night, and it's spinning around, and then it shuts off. Like it's like a ghost light, and it's gonna be 50 feet deep in the ocean.
What?
Wow.
And I don't do drugs. I'm not tripping. Like we know
that shit kind of reminds me of the part of the War of the Worlds where they're like on the ferry boats and the shit's coming out of the water on each side of them. It's like scary as shit. Whoa, kicking my shit.
You know what's up? It's true, man. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Like getting all Cobra Kai on my computer desk here. Sorry, guys.
How many coffees did you have today?
Yeah. I don't know, a few.
Guilty.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go back to a question. It's interesting. I've always been kind of interested in it. You have any opinions on fairy circles or bright orange orbs?
See, that's a touchy thing because not touchy, but everybody's like, it's dust particles, it's bugs. Yeah. But man, I've seen some orbs dance and do the Macarena. That, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
And of course, people that don't believe are going to find every reason to say they don't believe, which I kind of love those people because I'll bring it to some places and be like, you hear that? What's that? Yeah. But some people are so stuck in their ways, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Some orbs, my mom had an orb that she got sent to her a couple years back.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of this from her. She's been doing astrology and Nostradamus, all that stuff for years. I grew up on that stuff. And she took a picture of an orb, and I'll send it to you later if I can, but she blew it up, and there's an angel imprint, like holding its hands like this inside. Where's my camera? There it is. Inside the orb, looking up like that, and it's like a little angel with an orb around it when you zoom it in. I mean, she had it blown up, and she had it on her fridge, like next to my high school stuff. You know what I mean? Like that was her jam. That was her thing. Yeah. So, I guess to each their own. But...
Yeah, I mean, I think you can capture spirit orbs on camera. Yep. I know you can see them. I've seen spirit lights. I don't know how many times. I mean, it's just solid balls of light that just flash in front of you, and they can move. They could be a quick flash.
Yeah.
They can be anything, but I mean, there's been a few times where people have shown me pictures that I cannot explain away. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I tell this story all the time. Heisenberg and we used to be a part of the Kent Paranormal Weekend.
Oh,
and
yeah.
any
Okay.
people come up to you. They're awesome people. They just want to know your opinions on stuff.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm not saying they're seeking professional opinions, because I'm not professional, but they want to know like what somebody who does this a lot more than they do thinks about
Right.
it.
Yep.
But it's funny because like most of the time when orbs come up, I like, oh, okay, here we go again. It's just a bug or a dust. And I always think that automatically, and I shouldn't be that way because I do believe in it. But this lady started showing me these cell phone pictures. And I'm still very open-minded. I'm very patient with people, and I explain to them what I think it could be. And I said, that's a nice catch, though. I mean, thank you for bringing it. But this lady, again, besides the point, this lady brought these pictures. They're like different cell phone pictures from the National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. It's just like little blue lights, just in random places, like on the walkways, around trees. And these were captured by different students throughout. And this is like middle of the day. This is not like at night.
Right.
There's no dust particles outside like that. I mean,
and they're glowing blue. I mean, they're like blue flames.
Wow.
And that, it reminded me a lot. I mean, I'm a kind of a Disney nerd, and I love Brave. And when she's following the Celtic wisps back to the witch's hut, that's what it reminded me of. Those little blue flamey things. Like guiding her away. Yeah.
I mean, you both must believe in people's auras, right? Their glow, their aura.
For sure. Yeah.
You might. So to me, that's all that is. Like, energy doesn't die. You know that. You can only transform to something else. You can't kill energy.
Right.
And that's what I believe.
That's physics. I mean, that's scientific proof.
There. I mean, I believe in that stuff. Absolutely. I mean, it's hard because people look at me and go, well, all right, you believe in fairies, you believe in leprechauns. I go, well, why not? Have you caught one to prove me that they're not? Why not? And sometimes we're naive to think we're the only ones as far as aliens go. This universe is so vast. The knowledge we have, come on now. None of us humans are smart enough to come up with a cell phone. That's alien technique stuff when it comes down to it. Here we are eating Tide Pods, but we can make a cell phone. Come on. That's aliens helping us out.
I completely agree with you. Actually, I was just actually watching another podcast.
That have been, the advancements that have been made over the last, like, such a short amount of time. It just seems crazy to think that we'd be able to do that on our own. We're kind of stupid as a collective. So.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring it up because Dave Childers wants us to talk about puckwudgies.
Oh, my God. Him and his little crawfish. Crawdaddies or whatever. God, go to Popeyes. There's a Popeyes on every corner. What do you want? New Orleans moving to New England. Dude, you got lobster, shrimp. I love Dave. He's good people. What's up, Eric Knapp? Eric's good people, too.
Yep.
Ever since I've let my guard down, because I used to be in the music scene. I sang in a heavy metal band in New England for years. And that's kind of cutthroat, honestly. Yeah. So I kind of watched my back. But letting my guard down, especially since my accident, I've had gifts. I've had rocks and jewel and healing stones sent to me. I got T-shirts. People every day. How you doing, brother? Cool. Oh, I mean, you guys have reached out to me. Everybody's been so. It's such a great unity that we have. The Paris sisters and brothers.
Oh yeah,
it's so awesome. Yeah. I mean, you might have a couple raw eggs here and there, but for the most part, dude, you guys are all genuine, and I love.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I'm so humbled to be on the show. Like, I'm literally sweating.
This show, we're small time here, man. We love having everybody on.
You're not, dude. People love you guys. You know that. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think it's because we're a lot like you. I mean, what we do is share. We're not like saying, "Oh, we're ghost hunters. You guys should be like us." You're trying to be pompous assholes, and tell everybody how they should do things. We like sharing our stories and talking to people and getting their opinions and ideas, and we're excited about it. And you're excited about it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to talk to you, because I knew you could come on this kind of forum and we could just talk and have a good time.
Absolutely. My heart's open to anybody, dude. Like, anybody wants to go check. If you're ever in Maine, any of you watching, any friends, check me out. I know where there's witches buried. I know where there's been mermaids seen. And I just like to share it and not be called a nut or a satanic. Like, I'm just into this stuff. I'm not a worship Satan. I'm into that is like this stuff. But people think our field is kind of weird. Some people, oh, you're a ghost hunter. Sometimes, oh, you're one of them. Like, I've had that thrown at me, and it's like, okay, well, You're one of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, we still get it, and it's more mainstream than it's ever been.
Absolutely.
And
it's
people
bigger
are
than
still
ever,
like,
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad still thinks I'm just hanging out in the dark playing with the blinky thing. You want to play with the blinky thing tonight in the dark?
Oh,
yeah, Dad,
I love
that's
it.
exactly what I'm doing. You come and hang out in an abandoned haunted cemetery or a jail with me, or a seminary or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see how long you last with me tonight.
That's what I say. I go, come to the cemetery at in the witching hour. When the morning dew hits the cemetery grass, ain't nothing smells like that. You can't find a potpourri that smells like that. Go, that's weird. I go, well, teach their own. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm like you. I love it. Like me and Heather spent all night at Lizzie Borden's 2 years ago, and the other 2 guests canceled. So they go, you got the whole place to yourself. Don't die. I go, oh shit, Lizzie Borden's alone. It's like $12,000 value. We paid it for one room, so I stayed up all night. I went to the basement by myself, and what a wild house that is. I tell you that.
Yeah, I've heard that's changed hands as far as ownership. What's going on with that location?
Yeah.
I better not speak my mind because I'm not a good one. I'm not too happy. They're throwing in an axe throwing pit, and they're going to make a bar. And to me, it's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're really.
I mean, axe throwing is awesome and everything, but not there.
I mean, that's like having a hanging contest in Salem for the girls or something now. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You know, like just I don't know. You know, some things are fine how they are, but I get it. They got money; they want to do their thing. But I'm glad I went when I did.
Yeah, for sure. Because I definitely wouldn't want to get them
has
any
had
money right now.
sightings. Yes.
You guys ever go on Atlas Obscura at all? The website Atlas. No. That's honestly, it's my little secret of the pros. That's where I find all my stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's free site. And it tells you all the quirky, weird things. Aleister Crowley had a summer retreat in New Hampshire, and I'm gonna go try to find it next week. Or I was going to by accident. But that's H.H. Holmes, America's first serial killer. I found out he was born in New Hampshire. Yeah, I went to his house 2 summers ago, and the lady that owns it was outside. She goes, "Are you here because of Mr. Holmes?" I go, "Well, yeah." She goes, "Oh, there's some weird stuff that's happened. He was locked in the basement as a child." And she told me, she gave me a tour of the house. And I swear to God, dude, Goose, she had a foundation, the walk steps, bricks. She was putting new bricks in. She gave me an original brick from the foundation. She goes, "Don't you do a satanic ritual, but here you go." And I still got the brick piece from H.H. Holmes' walkway.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that's my trophy piece that I don't know if it's cursed or not, but it's hard to get rid of because it's pretty unique.
Yeah, my one claim is I had lunch at the Dahmer's childhood home.
Ooh.
Oh, what happened? Denise fell off. I don't know. Well, she'll be back. But yeah, a friend of mine, actually one of the friends of the owners of the House of Wills here in Cleveland, one of my favorite haunt spots. Some people are a little bit overwhelmed by the area of the downtown Cleveland area that it's in, but she was friends with the old owner of the house, and they had us over, and we were just walking around the grounds. There's just a weird feeling about it, man.
Oh man,
and we were finding bones. I mean, they could have been animal bones, but you never know. I mean, just being able to see bones like just scattered all over the place. It's just weird.
So you're like me. You go to a place that's had this, and even though nothing's going on now, you try to put yourself there at that time and feel the energy. You know, that's why I love history so much too, tying in with hauntings. You know what I mean? Like it's if you really go, and if you just walk through it, it's like, oh, Salem, big deal. But if you really go to the witch house and you really go to spots in Salem, here she is, you realize what happened here, and you really try to put yourself there. It's almost euphoric for me. It's so rewarding, and I look forward to it. To just all this. You guys are going to Salem win next month?
We're going at the first week of June, so it's coming up here in a couple weeks.
Oh, I might have to go down there and meet you there. Meet you at Sonic or something.
Yeah. I met this guy. I'm telling my wife I met this guy, and he's from Maine. He like knows all these spots. He's like, just remember it's a family vacation, okay? She said we are going to Salem. I'm like, you wanted to go to Salem too, so don't even try that with me.
Right.
Oh, there's so much stuff for kids in Salem. They have a little vampire place where kids can try fangs out and stuff.
Yeah. My daughter wants to go. I guess there's like a wand shop or so, like a magic wand shop or something down there.
Yeah. They got like Harry Potter style, like $100, like little wooden.
Yeah.
Petroleum. But hey, seriously, let me know. I'll meet you guys there because they have Proctor's Hill, which is Gallows Hill, where they hung the witches, but it wasn't all the way up top. If you look, it's right in back of the Walgreens. There's a wooded area, and I've been there. There's no memorial plaque. There's no money. No one even cares about it. But this is where they were really hung, and I guess they were left to die. So I go there a lot and back to this Walgreens. Everybody thinks it's the top of the hill. It's not. Yeah. Google it. It's right in back of the Walgreens. I'll meet you guys there, and I'd love to show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Seriously.
I'll let you know.
And even Danvers, where it all went down.
Yeah.
Tatuba's house and stuff is in Danvers, which used to be Salem Village, and that's just the foundation now. But Salem. Oh, I told my girlfriend, I said, I want to move there so I can die there. I love Salem. Salem and Gettysburg is the two favorites.
Dude, I still have yet to. I was at Gettysburg when I was little, and I still have not been there since I've been into this as an adult. So I need to get out there. I was supposed to go. We were supposed to go to the what is it called? The Battlefield Bash. Yeah. The big paranormal. I was supposed to do that. And they invited me back this year, and it just the way things fell out with losing my job and everything earlier this year, so the money's not there for anything outside of what we've already planned and paid for this year. So
so that's one thing I feel. Sucks, there's so many investigations. Like Eric Knapp's doing a bunch, and if I had $1 million, I'd go to all of them. But it's like there's so many.
So much.
It's and you guys are going to where? The Licking jail?
The old Licking County Jail. Down in Newark, Ohio.
Okay, yes. Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah. But the Gettysburg thing, isn't there one in June and then there's one again in August? There's two, isn't there?
The Battlefield Bash, I think, is in June.
Okay, that's the one
there's
where
something in August. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, June. My girlfriend actually won tickets from the Searchers there, Ray Cozy and Shane Pittman, and then she got tickets to that. So I'm like, well, so we're going back to Gettysburg.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we stayed at the Eisenhower, me and Chris, when we went to Iowa, and I'm the type of guy, whenever I go a place, my girlfriend laughs, but whenever I go a place, I'm automatically like, how old's your building? Is it haunted? You seen ghosts? I'm always asking if it's a restaurant, a hotel. I'm always asking, do you seen ghosts? Is it haunted? So, the hotel was haunted. She goes, room 246, a man committed suicide. Do you want the key? No one's in there. I go, please. She gave me the key. I went in there with Chris for like an hour with our recorders. And
give me one second. I'm going to see where, make sure that Denise isn't trying to get a hold of me here real quick. I gotta get my phone on. Sorry.
No, sorry.
I hate for her to miss this. Bear with me, everybody. You know how it goes on the Cryptic Paranormal Show. There's always something crazy. She's probably trying to get reconnected. You guys just enjoy him getting murdered by a doll. I'm gonna message her real quick, make sure. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Yeah, she is.
There she is.
You just had to say something about, it looks like everything's going good with technology this week.
Right, yeah. I spoke too goddamn soon. Sorry,
Jinx.
Wait until 10:01 to say something.
Yes, John Ward, we will see you tomorrow night at the jail. Cannot wait.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we got a really good group of people. Like, I'm trying to block the mess behind me because normally I have like all my pictures and shit displayed, but it's like all like my gear is all charging up and trying to be big in front of it so nobody can see the disaster that's back there.
Oh, it looks good. I was all nervous. I'm like, I gotta have a backdrop. Let me get my white zombie thing. Let me get my Chucky and Annabelle. I was like, what am I gonna put in back of me? Where's my Rob Zombie thing? It's all just falling.
Christoph Sanders said, someone say doll? No, nobody said doll.
Oh, Christoph, he's got Buddy the Haunted Doll. I've been doing this, like I said, for a while independently, but about 2016, a mutual friend says, this guy, Chris Sanders, he's got a group. He's like, why don't you stop going by yourself? And so I joined its Haunted crew, and I've been with them for 4 or 5 years. I did start my own, Historically Haunted, but I owe Chris a lot. He's brought me to Iowa and back a couple times. We've gone together to go check out the Vasilla Axe Murder House.
Oh, cool.
The Crying Angel in Oakland Cemetery in Iowa City. Gettysburg, like I said, we stopped a couple different places. So I owe him a lot. He's helped me a lot. He's got a lot of ins. He knows his stuff. The dude's been doing this a long time, and so he's a good dude. He's a good person to have on your side. Like I said, you're all been great. I've met so many friends in the past 6 months alone. It's fucking overwhelming. I'm like, man, why didn't I just open up sooner? You know.
Well, I mean, John Ward just our good friend John Ward just actually said. Where is that? I'm going to put that up. It's like, I like John. This. He's like, I like this Adam dude's personality type. Good energy, good storyteller.
Oh, sweet. Oh, my
perfectly...
ADHD, I talk a lot. I'm like, oh, shit, I got to stop cutting people off because I just go, you know? There's Denise. She keeps bobbing in and out on us.
What's going on?
I'm on my phone. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Last week it was me. Last week I was the one that kept falling off, and everybody else's sound was crazy. And
oh my god, the sound was terrible.
I watched last week. It was a little off. I thought it was my computer. I was like, shit.
No, it's like I kept getting signed off like Denise is tonight, and
right.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and then I saw, the other one I'm friends with too. Your other co-host. He was off and on. I think a couple weeks before that too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, I don't know if it's like StreamYard messing up on us or if it's just we're having random internet connection problems. It's weird.
Internet's got corona. Who knows?
Isn't
it? All the stuff that's been canceled because of corona, all the Parafest, and just what a setback.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited to get back into it.
Absolutely. You guys must be super pumped for tomorrow. I mean, I love the night before an event. It's so
right.
Yeah.
You get all your stuff out, charge all your batteries. Like,
it's going to be really fun because it's just not our group. It's like just a couple people from my ghost hunting group, Dark Alley.
Ooh, yeah.
Denise and Shelly are going to be there from the Mad Crew. We got John Ward and hopefully his wife Hillary coming out from Dead Republic. So it's going to be some people from our Columbus group are coming up too. So
wow. Meeting of the Minds. You got a killer all-star group going. Very cool.
It's going to be fun. Nice. I like when you do that.
Tomorrow watching you guys' page.
I like investigating with new people, though. You know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes you learn a new technique or something. I mean, I learned dowsing rods from someone just by watching them, and I never thought nothing of it. Now I'm like, shit, that's kind of neat, dowsing rods. I know Matt Warner likes dowsing rods.
Yeah. I just started using them myself. I didn't think I was going to be able to use them, and Madison 70 proved me wrong. They were working pretty well for me, and I was worried. I'm like Madison. Shaking them myself. I'm like, am I doing this? But I'm like still as hell, and they're moving, and
it's such an odd feeling. It's like little antennas that just move in your hands. I'm not doing it. I swear they cross for me.
You can almost feel the energy like pulling you as it's working. It's like, and it's hard because like they kind of start getting heavy, and you're like, what the hell's going on? I can't hold this anymore. But I've used pendulums quite a bit too in communication with like the spirit mat, and I feel the same thing. You're just trying to be really still, and you almost feel like it's like a fight to keep your hand up, like fight, especially if it's working really well that night. It's like it's crazy the energy.
So you guys prefer old school methods or just try anything more or less?
Sure. I always talk about the first group that I went. We were totally like, this guy wanted everything to be scientific. We didn't use anything that wasn't like scientifically proven technology wise. So like no pendulums, no Ouija boards, no rods, nothing like that.
No fun.
Yeah. Basically, the mere mention of anything like that is like, no, we don't do that in this group. I'm like, eventually that got so like, it just became such a cancer in the group. It's like we ended up parting ways, and we found our buddy Aaron, who was running the Columbus. He started Dark Alley in Columbus, and he's like, I know you guys are struggling up there with your group, and I really love working with you guys. Why don't you start your own chapter up in Northeast Ohio? So we did.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
We've been running Dark Alley Northeast Ohio for years. I mean, it's been a while, and we've gone through different forms, but me and Heisenberg and his wife Kate have been kind of the mainstay since we started, and we've taken on different forms, but we've never, even if people have left, it's never been like on bad terms. There's never been any bridges burnt. It's just people get into it for a while, and then life happens, and they get into something else, or they can't do it anymore for whatever reason. But the thing is, if they want to come back tomorrow, please, I can't wait to see you. We miss you.
Right.
That's the way it should be. Yeah, that's the way it should be. I mean, I actually left the Tawna crew for a little bit, and then they welcome me back. They go, come back home, because it's like, why leave if you're together as a team? How can you be sour? You were never really a team if you really don't like that person that much. I just
it makes perfect sense. A lot of times I don't even refer us as a team. We're a family. That's my Dark Alley family. You know what I mean?
I like that better. Yeah.
It's
for sure.
You know, like I said, we've taken on many forms. We got a lot of newer people now that Heisenberg has brought on from just people that he's met at work that have been interested, and they're super awesome. It's an amazing time. And we got Sean Gilmore now on our team.
Oh, I'm friends with Sean too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a great guy. He was a great addition. We worked with him even before he was with our team, when he was with Ectovision Paranormal. We did a lot of collaborations and worked on a lot of events together.
Very cool.
So
you guys definitely, like Denise, you guys definitely go into this with like an open mind from the get-go, as far as just even if it's a new member, you're willing to listen to what they have to say, or if it's you know what I mean?
Right. Because the way I look at it, I don't care who you are, you're not an expert in this field. There's no such thing as a professional, because all of this is so unknown. So for me to walk into a place and go, oh, I know more than that person, like, that's just dumb. So I'm always up for, new people, new experiences, new equipment, whatever. There's no point in trying to pretend like anybody's an expert. So.
No, the only three that I would listen to are all dead. Hans Holzer, Ed, and Lorraine Warren. Those are the only three that I'd be like, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Those are my mentors, those three. Other than that,
Hans Holzer, a book this thick. I've read it like 3 or 4 times.
What a great show. I mean, everything. Even his books. I've been reading. That's where I get a lot of my info during snowstorms in Maine. With snowstorm for 3 days, I go to my girl Heather. I go, let's go to the library so I can rent like 8 or 6 ESP books or murder books, and I just write down. I got a notebook full of destinations where things took place, and if you really take the time, all the stuff people go, well, you should write a book, which I kind of want to, and I probably will. But a lot of it is just, I want to, because I steep in my head all these dates and years, and I'm like, well, shit. I start telling people, they go, you should write a book. I'm like, well, you're the 15th person to say that. Maybe I will. 15 sales, right?
I don't know how many times I've told people that, I've written experiences I've had in kind of like almost like prose, like, and it comes off as almost like a fiction book. Yeah. Because I'm very descriptive and whatever. And people are like, dude, you got to write a book. I'm like, and I don't know how many times I said, I'm going to start this book. I'm going to do this book. And when I actually sit down and do it, like to do it, forget it. Wall.
Bingo. That's wrong, man. My brain, I'm like,
I'll revisit this when I start thinking about it. Yeah.
Just read my mind and write it for me.
I'm like, I'm just going to start writing these experiences down and keep them like in a folder. And then give them to somebody. I'm like, okay, now make sense out of this. You know what I mean? Just pay somebody to look at them and put them in some kind of form that makes sense.
Oh, Denise is frozen. Or she's doing that on purpose.
Yeah. She's Mr. Roboto.
No.
There she is.
Are you back?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you, yes.
Yep. I could hear you guys the whole time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Adam,
you're moving very slowly.
Just do talk.
Yeah.
Just open up a Word document and do talk to text and just say everything. So they don't have to actually type it out. You can go back later and fix all of the spelling and stuff and whatever. But then that way you could just go.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, that's good. It's true. Because I get on my rants, I start going. I'm like, shit, I need a voice recorder or a stenographer, someone to be typing as I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've posted on Facebook some of my experiences written in that fashion, and even I've had Eric Werner he's got his own publishing company. Like, dude, you need to write a book. I'm like, I'm a short story guy. I don't know if I can write a whole book. I don't know. I don't know.
But you're like me, you love the details though. Like I always put when I put a place, I'll put like 1853 / so and so graveyard / like I've been to the Boston Strangler's grave. He's buried in Peabody, Mass, which is next to Salem. I could bring you there.
Nice.
And in Albert DeSalvo, so I go, I've been to his grave. I document famous graves and stuff, and I try to document it because I figure if someone's going to look, might as well give them all the info so they don't go, hey, where's this? What state? What town? It's all in the headline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
and I thought about doing it that way too, like doing the history of okay, I've been to Madison Seminary. Let me write about the history.
Bucket list.
I'll do several pages of history.
Yep.
And it'll all be written by Denise because she knows all that. She gives the best tours.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta take one.
Yeah.
And then get into my experiences after that is like the rest of the chapter, like in that kind of very detailed form. But it's like, again, I sit down and I just go blank, and I sit there for hours and I'm like, okay, the title is, I like just I sweat the small stuff and it just completely, everything else goes away. And I'm like, I can't.
You're your own worst critic, man. I get that. Yeah. Like I'll post a thing of
That's
me
why I
in
think
front of
it'd be
something.
so much easier to just talk.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong, Denise. As usual,
No.
you're right. John says someone needs to write a book about the best restaurants by haunted locations.
Ooh,
dude,
well, I
down.
I can tell you at least 4 right off the top of my head right here in Maine is Reverend Jonathan Thompson's house in Sanford, or I'm sorry, Standish.
Yeah.
He was the Reverend. They built this house just for him in 63 or 64. And upstairs was a dance room, and the floor is wicked soft, so it bounces when you dance. It did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, I guess him and his wife both died in that house, and now it's Two Black Dogs restaurant. And you go in, and there's a table in every room. So there's like, see, the living room's got like 4 tables in it. So they kept it like a house, but it's a restaurant. And it's all wood, fireplaces. Every time I go in there, I'm like, have you seen Mr. Thompson? They go, yeah. He's in the basement. So I go in there with my EVP readers and shit,
Yeah.
But that's one right off the top of my head. We go there a lot because the calamari is killer there.
Oh, dude, calamari. I can't wait to sample the food of Maine.
Oh, my girlfriend, oysters, steamers, all that. I can't do all that, but I can do some calamari, or not the squids though, not the tentacles.
Yeah, no. It's got to be the mantle crisp.
The rings.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to get. I'm not a huge seafood guy myself, but there's some things. As long as it's deep fried and breaded, I'm usually okay.
Oh, haddock sandwiches are great in Portland. They catch them 10 feet away and then they put them on your plate and fry them up.
Dude, we're spending a couple of days in Portland while we're up there.
I'll bring you guys to a bar. I'm gonna name drop it. Andy's Bar in the Old Port.
Yeah.
It was an 1860s corner store. Okay.
Yeah.
I do the Portland, Maine haunted walk. This guy Andy took the tour, gave me a $20 tip, so we shot the shit after. He's like, come to my restaurant. It's haunted. So
nice.
I went there. He's got a video of like a 20-pound Heinz ketchup bottle, the refillable ones, going off the counter onto the floor, sliding 4 feet to the left on a fucking level floor. Wow. And his wife took it. She goes, I dropped the phone after, and you can see in the video. He goes, oh yeah. He's like, we hear whistling. So I went to the corner store because it's divided. There's the bar and the store. Turns out this girl Betsy worked in the corner store, used to whistle while she worked, and she put too much ketchup on her hamburgers.
Oh my god!
You can't make this up, dude. So I go there, I get a beer, and I wait for this ghost to touch me or breathe on me. It hasn't happened yet, but I'll get her one of these days. So I'll bring you there. We'll get a beer and some fries or something. But Andy's the owner's really cool. He's a good dude. He actually brought me a care package after my accident. Nice. He brought me a shirt and some goodies. So
I'm glad you're doing better, man, because that seemed like a horrible experience you went through with that.
I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I hit the windshield head on.
Oh, the
nurse
goes, lucky, man. A lot of people don't walk away from that.
She goes, you didn't lose any teeth. You didn't break a bone. You don't need surgery. She goes, someone was with you. I go, my mom was. I heard her.
Yeah.
She said, my son, they go, you crawled out and laid on the side of the road till the ambulance came. I said, I don't remember. They go, you're lucky. I was pushed into the marsh, which is part of the ocean. I could have drowned.
I
don't remember. I said, my mom, so this keeps me going. I almost want to catch my mom, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People want to see ghosts, but I want to see my mom. Like, I want to see my relatives. My best friend died 2 years ago with cancer. I've had a lot of death in my life. Long story short. So to see some relatives would be super special to me.
Yeah. Like, as much as I want to see my mom, I don't know. I don't know how I'd act if I saw her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have dreams about her all the time. Like, seriously, like us talking, like real dreams. They're not weird dreams. They make sense. They're talking about the day's news or whatever. It just And I wake up
that's all linked to the other side. I swear. I listen to EVPs and cerebral and where you go, DMT when you sleep, all that stuff. It's very celestial, very other. It's I'm sorry for your loss.
No, it was hard, but she was struggling so much. It was somewhat relieving to know that her pain was over.
Yeah.
You know, it was weird too because the night before I left, was the night before she passed away.
Wow.
She wasn't responding to anything, and I held her hand. I'm like, Mom, listen, don't do this for us. Just if you want to go, by all means, go. Yeah, selfishly in my heart, I'm like, don't leave me, Mom.
Right.
We all want her to live forever, right? And it's not her
Right.
energy that's dying; it's the pod she's in.
Yeah,
This
right.
human form can't handle it. Her energy's still somewhere.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I
guys
wouldn't
know
be
that.
doing this if I didn't believe that. You know,
Absolutely.
Right.
You're both good spirits. That's why I came on the show.
Yeah.
I don't want to come on here to my own horn just to have everybody go, look at Adam. I came in to talk to you both because you both seem like very awesome, down to earth people that I'd hang out with in real life if I could be in Ohio every day.
Right. Same if we could be in Maine every day, I'm sure. What's up, Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal? What's up, buddy?
Brian, Bearded Paranormal. Oh crap! I might have an opening.
Yeah.
Maybe
Don't forget.
But I really feel like this accident has the near-death experience, knowing that my funeral would have been last Wednesday. I'm definitely seeing things in a whole other specter now, and I feel like it's almost brought me closer to that realm in a way. I almost feel like I can see people's auras now. I feel like, and maybe I did hit my head, so maybe I'm a little but I do feel like I have some sort of connection, and I'm dying to go back to a cemetery. Me and my girlfriend went earlier to a local one, and we actually had a coffee in the cemetery, and I don't know. I feel better about life in an odd way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it does.
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, I've read so many stories and experiences, and I've seen, like on documentaries, people who've had that near-death experience come out of it with such a clearer connection with the afterlife, or like what happens beyond. And a lot of times more questions, and they're more inquisitive. It just, for me, like the ghost hunting thing, we were talking about losing our moms. The journey for me completely changed when I lost my mom. Mm-hmm. It became more real. It wasn't just about going into haunted buildings and getting scared and like the thrill of figuring out the afterlife. Now there
could be someone else's mom here.
It could be,
you got to respect them. I don't like when people go in there going, come on, show yourself. What do you got? I don't like that rude stuff. I will honestly tell you, get the fuck out of my investigation right now. Because you don't come at spirits like that. You're basically talking to a human, so act like it. I don't care for that TV bullshit.
Yeah.
And plus, especially in the places that we investigate, you don't go into an asylum where people were treated like garbage their entire lives and then go in there and treat them like garbage. Like that's not fair to them. Don't do that. I hate that so much.
Asylums and jails. Yeah. Let's go provoke the old inmates that killed somebody. That's a great idea. Then go home with that in your back. Right. I'm all set. How do I got 5 years bad luck? Because you told off an inmate, dude.
Right. It makes no sense. There's like no logic behind that whatsoever.
No. Yeah. The worst part out of all that, I think, is the lapse of time that I don't remember. And then I automatically go back to Betty and Barney Hill and how they had a lapse of time with the alien abduction. I've been to their abduction site too. It's in New Hampshire.
Wow.
Yeah. I spent a couple hours there with my friend looking at the sky waiting to get abducted. Nothing happened, but
awesome.
But I actually called the University of New England in New Hampshire because they have Betty's dress on display there with the stain on it.
Yeah.
And I left a message. The guy called me back. He's like, hello, I'm reaching Adam. I wanted if you schedule a time. He's all proper and schedule a time to come investigate. I told him I was doing a documentary. Sometimes I fib just to get into places. I go, I'm doing a documentary. I'm a college student.
I mean, we're all thinking about doing a documentary, right? I mean,
I'm going to film it. I'm going to film it and post about it. It kind of is documented. I just want to go see the dress because there's alien stains on it and it's ripped and it's so I get hopefully an appointment to go in and see that, which is it worked.
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully he's not watching.
I doubt it. It's our show.
I'm still gonna document. I'm going for good reason. I'm not gonna hijack it. It ain't the pick a destiny.
Right. That'll be cool.
Yeah, and I know that's your guys' thing too. Aliens and monsters, big time. Cryptid. I mean, right?
Yeah.
That's been something that I've been definitely getting more into research wise. Not active like investigation yet.
Right.
Something that we're working on actually. We're tossing around the idea with Dave Oliver of RU Media about doing a kind of the mysteries of Ohio, kind of a cryptid alien. Like a YouTube series.
Right.
So there's just so much stuff right here in Ohio that we hear constantly.
So much, yeah.
I mean, Denise, are you close to Lake Champlain too? The Champagne Monster, Champ?
No.
Isn't that up in Ohio? No.
No,
That's
but Lake Erie does have.
Oh, Michigan.
Apparently, there is a Lake Erie monster. There's been many.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Some people think it's just a big old lake sturgeon. But some people have said that it's more reptilian, like Nessie type cryptid.
Yeah.
But kind of, it's the
Nessie's my
same.
girl.
Yeah,
I love Nessie.
same line as Champ. Actually, we're talking about to Katie Elizabeth, who's like the big Champ expert. Researcher about trying to get her on the show, but she's so busy because she's just like constantly actively researching. I mean, she's just out there every day, just writing books about it and doing research. Just these people amaze me. I love getting to know these people and watching their research grow into bigger and more amazing things.
Right.
Sometimes I drive my girlfriend nuts. I'll go, "Hey, babe." She goes, "What? Let me guess." I go, "Yeah, 1852. This guy was hung." She goes, "Why?" There's a guy in Connecticut that got killed because he had a beard, and his grave's got his face with a beard and shit. Like, he get killed in like 1720. I mean, I just research. You look up oddities online.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Atlas Obscura has got so much odd stuff. This Pirates Bar in Tampa, where this tree the pirate was hung on, and they built a bar around the tree, and the tree's got bras and shit hanging off it now inside the bar because it's for good luck or something. I got it written down somewhere, but it's
Atlas Obscura. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's got every state, every country. You go 83 things in Maine to see. It's got the Cryptozoology Museum in Portland. I'll bring you guys there. It's the only one in the world.
Yeah, I think we're already got that planned. That's happening.
It's only like $10, dude. It's killer.
Yeah.
Dover Demon, Mothman, all the whole crew's there.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't. So, this is like the first family vacation we're taking where I'm actually getting some like quality paranormal time in between Salem and
family time. You can disguise it as family time. It's historic.
It was so cute though, because like we changed our reservation. We were just going to stay at a Hampton Inn or something like that around Salem, but my wife decided to bring our dog, so we were looking for a dog friendly place.
Yep.
And the older places in Salem are dog friendly. And it's called the West House, I think. West House Inn.
West House Inn, yes. Okay. Yeah. Did she go too or no?
No.
What's that?
No.
No. This is like literally just me and my family.
Oh, that's right. You said that. That's right.
But my daughter is starting to get into this stuff, and she's like, "Can you bring your EMF reader so we can like do some investigation in our room?" I'm like, I look at my wife real so like, could we? I don't care.
Oh, father-daughter time. You gotta love it.
Right?
So I took her to Madison for her birthday.
Some people drink tea and play catch. Some people hunt ghosts with their kids. Whatever. You're doing it right.
For her birthday, I took her, and Denise met us up at Madison Seminary, and I took her in there, and we did a little tour, and she did some active investigating, and she was really getting into it. She was asking some good questions.
That's cool.
And it was actually funny because she was getting mad at us for talking too much. She's like, "Can you guys be quiet?" So like, whoa, sorry. You walked in the other room.
That's awesome. Trying to be serious here. Yeah. I love it.
My older daughter was with me, but she's like not really. She's kind of more skeptical minded of things. Like she's interested and she'll like watch the shows and whatever with me, but she wasn't really into like the active investigating. So it was like my daughter and one of Denise's kids. Which one? I can't remember which.
The middle one, Everett.
Everett, yes.
I love that name, Everett. That's a cool name.
Yeah, they're in the Sarah's room doing like real investigative work. Like, we're okay, cool. This is awesome. So we're sitting there, and then she starts asking for the spirit to like let her know that they're there, and like she said, close the door. So we're in the room across the hallway, and I'm like in this closet because there's a big like cutout window where my daughter was on the other side of the wall. We were talking through this window in the closet. I turn around and the fucking door is closing on me in the closet.
No way.
Yes. Like, and it wasn't just like the wind blew it. It like legit just like closed and almost latched all the way.
Dude, seminaries have heavy doors. Yeah.
And he tried to reenact it. He tried to bump into it.
Yeah,
You know, we tried all kinds of things to try to get it to go again, and it wouldn't do it.
I didn't even know she said that though, too, until Denise told me.
And it was right after, because there's a theory that there's something that likes to hide in Sarah's closet, and so we used to keep the door closed so it could hide. And so she was asking, you know, and she's like, "Do you like having the door open, or do you think we should close it?" And then as soon as she said close it, the door started closing on Goose. It was crazy.
There's your proof. An intellectual spirit and perfect communication with a child to boot. And it answered her call. And poor Goose got the.
I was like excited. You should have seen me. I was smiling from ear to ear. Like, that's
you're
awesome.
like me when something happens to you. I'm like, oh, he picked me out. He breathed on my neck. Oh, it's right here. Look, he scratched me.
That was my kid. My kid got it going. My kid.
Oh, you guys are awesome. That's awesome. That's the way to do it. Hey, is it okay if I smoke? Or
go for it.
Okay,
dude.
I have my med card. Oh, hey, everybody, say hi to Heather.
Hi,
Hello.
Heather.
Hi, Heather.
She's not new. More or less, I've been with her for 3 years. Our first date was Friday the 13th.
Nice.
We went to the theater. We went to the drive-in in Maine and watched Friday the 13th Part 1. It was on October.
Nice.
And we started going out officially on Halloween in 2017.
That's awesome.
And, so I've been bringing her on this ride with me. She's did Lizzie with me.
Nice.
I'm trying to think. She's a lot of different stuff, graveyards, and she's doing her tarot card. She's getting into that. She's always been spiritual, so she's trying to be like the witch part of it. She's got all the gems and jewelry. Denise, you collect rocks and gems and stuff?
I mean, I do, but I don't do what you're supposed to with them. I just kind of collect them. I don't charge them, or I don't do any of that. I don't even carry them half the time. I'm really bad at it. I'm a bad crystal owner.
Hey, no, just having them is half the battle. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I got rocks sometimes. I don't even know what the hell they do, but I carry them with me when I go.
Yeah, somebody will be like, "Oh, you need this." If somebody tells me I need it, I'll take it. It's fine, but I don't know what to do with it.
That's how Heather is. She's like, "Oh yeah, okay, use this quartz for this and use that." I'm like, "Okay, give me the rock, give me the pebble." Yeah. But I do respect it, obviously, because it's good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I believe in the crystal thing, and I don't collect them per se. There's one type of gem or mineral or rock. I'm not really sure what you want to call it, but it's bloodstone. I just have I feel amazing when I'm around it, and I use one for protection. I actually found one online.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's a bear carved out of bloodstone.
See,
I'm a big Chicago Bears fan, so that's cool.
The bear is like my animal totem.
Oh, I love it.
So I carry this in my pocket when I feel like I need protection.
Yeah.
But I just always have it around me. It's cute. It's a bear.
Absolutely.
Cute.
Yeah.
Big, furry, funny, and cute, just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then my pendulum also my pendulum's also bloodstone.
Oh, I love that.
But,
nice.
Which kind of pisses me off because the nose broke off, but it's still usable.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Fine. I think that actually puts more energy out if they're broken.
Yeah.
I
think so. I think so because and to think about it, right? It adds character. It's obviously used. I think if anything, it does. It's easier to.
Yeah.
Almost,
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Why was I worried about this? You guys are so awesome.
I have how many times did I tell you not to worry about it?
I know.
Like, it's fine. We're just talking.
She's like, bro, chill. She's like, we're gonna talk about nothing and food and laugh, and we're all good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. You guys ease my mind. So
comparing charms and gems and stuff.
I always tell people when they ask me what my favorite equipment is, I say honestly, when I go into a place, I go in for the first hour by myself with nothing, because when people see ghosts, it's regular people. I was sleeping and he's at the foot of my bed. They don't have fucking EMFs and nothing. Right. They say ghosts with just their eye, right? Am I right? To me, a lot of that stuff scares them. If I was dead and this dude brought out a thing that beeped and sounded like an AM/FM radio backwards, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to haunt the neighbors. See you guys later. You know?
And then if it's somebody like people who've never seen electricity, and then you bring in like these crazy things that like to them is like sorcery. Like a lot of times we'll get things that'll say like the witches are here or things like that. Like we probably look crazy to them.
And these people are the same people whose countrymen stabbed them in the back. So it's like, I'm not here to hurt you. Okay, I really believe you, fucking modern age 2000 man. You know what I mean? Like, so I go in with just my voice recorder.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, like I went to the Oliver House. You ever heard of the Oliver House in Massachusetts?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
No.
Benjamin Franklin stayed there. He found some notes of treason that Louis Oliver had that lived there, and it sparked the American Revolutionary War.
Oh wow.
Dude, it was a speakeasy. It was on Native American burial ground, and it was Underground Railroad. So we all spent the night there, and I sat and I saw and heard and felt more sitting there than when I had the fucking bouncy ball that had lit up like a rave.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff's great. I'm not trying to knock it. I do like it, but I just think it's overkill sometimes.
Yeah.
I like my senses. I like to be able to talk to the ghost, and I don't need to prove to anybody. If I talk to a ghost and I believe it, to hell with whoever believes it. Sure, I want to catch it, and I want that $1 million photo. That'd be great, but I want the
That's the thing. You get that $1 million photo, somebody's going to tell you out there that it's bullshit.
Right.
And you know, you're always going to deal. You're always putting, no matter what you share, even if you believe it 100%, and you know you didn't fake it.
Yeah.
You're always opening yourself to that scrutiny, and why put yourself through that when who gives a shit? You caught it, you believe it, and that's your piece of evidence.
Yeah. Like these people that see UFOs that go, oh, they just want publicity. I go, what, to be called crazy in the newspaper for a week? What the fuck do they get out of that?
Yeah.
You know, look at Betty and Barney Hill, a mixed race couple back in the 60s. That was shunned upon big time. They didn't want to come forward with this, and they did. There's a marker there from the president from America saying this really happened. Like a historical marker. They don't just put that up.
Right.
I love it. I actually, not to toot my own horn, but I met Dan Aykroyd 2 years ago, highlight of my life.
God.
I saw pictures.
No, I'm not saying anything against any person I've had on this show ever. If I had, besides Josh Gates, if I had
Thank you.
for the whole Cryptic thing and his exploration and all that, because he's like the actual Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I love him.
If there's one person I would love to have on this show and I could just shut the show down and be happy for the rest of my life, it would be Dan Aykroyd.
Oh my God! When he talks on Joe Rogan, I mean, I go, I could listen to Dan. He could read me lullabies in bed. I mean, he could wake me up every day. I
had no idea that his dad was so deeply involved with parapsychology and paranormal
all around his life in that old farmhouse in Canada that he got bequeathed to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I met him, he signed the bottle of his crystal skull. It was in Peabody, which is part of Salem. So I went with my friend. We sat there for like 2 hours in line. There's a bunch of Ecto-1s wannabes in the parking lot. Everybody's dressed up like the Blues Brothers. Nice. I was loving it. I was in heaven. I didn't care. It was 30. Dude, what was it? Heather? $35? The $35, you get the unopened bottle, which is $35. He pre-signs it. You get to meet him, and you get a picture with him. $35? Wow. Like really?
Here's my money. Where's that meme with the dude from Futurama?
Yeah,
take my money.
Please take my money. Here's $40. Keep the change. Like,
right. Yes.
So you know me, as you can tell, I'm not shy. I'm a talker. So I grabbed Dan, Heather Grant. He goes, family photo. Sure. You hear his voice, right? Sure. Yeah. So he puts his arm around Heather. He's got me. And I go, he goes, where are you folks from? I go, I'm right next to the Betty and Barney Hill, abduction site, because he loves that. I go, I live in Maine, and I've seen the Wendigo. I haven't seen him, but I just wanted to catch his attention. And he's like, oh, really, Maine? He's like, that's cool. I go, yeah, I'm a ghost hunter, and I started because of you, and I love you, Dan. And I give him a big hug, and he goes, oh, have a safe trip back to Maine, kid. And I'm just like, I get a picture with him, and it's like fucking, Like, I mean, I became a Ghostbuster because in school I dreamed about busting ghosts to impress the girls back in elementary school. Who didn't?
That's so cool.
Yeah, I honestly didn't until recently. I had no idea that, like, there was so much. Like, I think I was watching the making of. It's like one of those Netflix documentaries about the movies that were made, and Ghostbusters was one of them. And I didn't realize how deeply involved he was actually into the paranormal. And I'm like, I started doing a little research and seeing like what his dad work was about and stuff like that. I
wrote the Ghostbusters script, I think. Didn't he write the movie pretty much? Or
I think so. Or most of it.
Yeah, and I believe The Librarian was based off a personal experience he had with a librarian ghost.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so he's deeply involved. Smart as hell. I mean, his words flow. But best 30 seconds of my life, literally. I know that sounds gross or weird, but
dude, I don't blame you, man. I would have just shut it all down. Like, man, I don't even go to any other con, any other event. I met the man himself.
Yeah,
awesome.
honestly, just as cool though. like I said, we did the night with Annabelle back right after my mom passed away. Lorraine passed away, and my mom passed away 2 months later. And to cheer myself up, I said, I'm going to spend money and go to have supper with Annabelle in Connecticut. So me and Heather went, and we ended up meeting Tony Spera and Judy Spera.
Okay. Yeah.
And I told Judy my mom passed right after, your mom. So she hugged me. I got a picture with her. I got blessed by Plato, the bishop for Nesper, and I met Dan Riviera.
Oh, wow.
And of course, Annabelle. And honestly, dude, we had a hotel that night because we have a bulldog. We had to get a hotel, dog friendly. I'm friends with Chris McKinnell, which is their grandson, which is Judy's son.
Yeah.
He goes, before you go back to Maine, I'm going he's out of country. He goes, I'm going out of country. He goes, why don't you come pick me up for breakfast tomorrow? Dude, he gave me the address. It was the Warren fucking Occult Museum.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
So I show up with Heather and the dog, and I'm there, and I'm just, what do you do? It's the Disney World for paranormal nuts,
Right.
So he's like, hey, so I go upstairs. He gave me, and I still have it. I hope it doesn't mind me saying this, but he gave me the overcoat that he wore to Lorraine's funeral, his tuxedo coat. I have it still.
Holy crap,
and we went, and he didn't bring me to the museum. He didn't have the key, but I went in this house that Lorraine designed herself, and I saw the backyard where she sat and hung out. Yeah. My bulldog hit the horn in the truck, which was embarrassing. I had to run and get her off the boulevard. But we brought him out to eat for the Monroe Diner that morning for breakfast, and we talked, and he gave me inspiration. And I talked to him about the Warren Legacy Foundation. We talked a little bit. I'm friends with a lot of them, and they've really helped me open up. Like I said, there's so much you can learn. Like Denise said earlier, there's so much we can learn. And Chris doesn't think he's better than anybody, but he's willing to share his stuff. Sure. And if you're willing to respect it and listen, we can all learn something.
Oh, absolutely.
From everybody, and so good people. So that's a great experience I had.
That's awesome,
so cool.
I don't share it much because people probably go bullshit, but I do get the pictures to prove it.
Now, have you actually been to the Perrin home, the Conjuring house?
I went by it before Corey. I'm friends with Corey. He's from Mexico, Maine.
Okay.
There's actually a town called Mexico, Maine. No shit. But I'm friends with him. I'm friends with his wife on Facebook. I went by there before they owned it, and I didn't pull in because the girl was calling cops on people.
Oh, geez.
I've had the cops call on me a couple of times. I was at this Trull Hospital in Biddeford, Maine, and the cops go up and go, hey, it's private property. I go, what's that in your hand? I go, it's a rock. I take a memento from every haunted place. He goes, you're trying to break in. And then the guy came over. He goes, oh, I recognize you. It was me and Chris Sanders. He goes, I recognize you guys. You're all good. And saved our ass. But, I've had in cemeteries at midnight, cops don't like that. What are you doing? Hunting for ghosts. Oh, you're drinking. I go, no, I don't drink and investigate. What's all this stuff? I go, it's equipment. Give me in cemeteries after dark. I go, oh, what am I going to wake the dead? And they don't like that. So you get, whatever. You're allowed a warning or two, right?
Right.
Per city, what?
Yeah. Any kids watching, do not trespass when it says no trespass.
No. And cemeteries are closed at nighttime.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you, Denise. Yeah. I think my nieces might be watching.
Right.
Eat your vegetables. And ghosts do exist, and they are under your bed, so be good.
Right.
Yeah. Brush your teeth. Don't play with Ouija boards, kids.
That's it. Don't play with Ouija boards. Oh, man. I've had a couple hairy experiences with Ouija boards, too. You never know if the other guy's fucking with you, though,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing that I've not been able to trust. Only not because I think they're evil, but because I don't trust myself to not be the one manipulating it.
Yeah.
Subconsciously. You know what I mean? It just.
I mean, you guys are honest people. You're going to debunk something if you're going to debunk it. But at the same time, you want it to not be debunked, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate debunking something.
Yeah. And the one time I did use it, the planchette just sat there. It didn't move at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, well, that was my shot.
Yeah.
I guess it's a no on that, or I wasn't allowing it to, or I don't know. Who knows?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but that's cool. You and your family are going to enjoy Salem. There's so much. Even if you go down to the wharf, I mean, there's a pirate museum down there. That was the pirates' capital. They traded on the wharf. There's tunnels that go underneath where they used to go get the drunken kids from the bars and steal them and have them be slaves on their pirate ships.
Holy crap.
There's a place called Bunghole Liquor. Now, hear me out. Bunghole is the bottom of a keg.
Sorry, you lost me. I have a third grader mentality.
I actually knew that.
Well, I bought a shirt because I got it in the bunghole on the back.
Great face. Okay.
That's awesome.
But it was a funeral home. It was a funeral home, and he turned it into a speakeasy because it's prohibition. The undertaker would have alcohol downstairs. They played poker. There's tunnels and shit. and they all, I guess, something happened where I guess one guy went in, thought they were cheating, and shot people up for playing poker. And now if they just sell regular liquor in there, they actually sell pickle vodka, which sounds kind of good. I like pickles. But it's haunted, and it's called the Bunghole Liquor, and it's haunted old speakeasy funeral home, and it's right there in Salem. You see the wharf. They got the USS Constitution, I think, or the USS Massachusetts. So there's a lot of shit, dude. Pirate stuff too. Not necessarily haunted bunghole. There's Heather. Salem's awesome. The Hawthorne Hotel. They shot Bewitched there and stuff. There's a Bewitched Jew, and they get temporary tattoos. A lot of good places to eat. They got a UFO pizza place. It's all UFO on the wall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I can't wait to check it out. I'm so excited.
Denise, you been to Salem or the East Coast at all?
No, not yet. Maybe someday.
Yeah, you got to bucket list it.
I wanted to. Is this what your tours are like when you do your haunted tours, your walks?
Oh, geez. Thank you for touching on that. So my friend Chris did this, and I volunteered to help him. He did it last year. I didn't help him last year, but I went this year because I said, why not? And we started on Halloween. So I went to the Halloween store, and I got a mask with an opposable jaw that moves. Because I think, Corona, you need a mask, right? I didn't want to wear a mask. Right. So I got the mask like that, and no one seemed to care. And I dressed up. I love playing characters. If you could tell, I'm very lively. I like being. Yeah. I love. Yeah. I like. Actually, I was gonna wear this when I started the show.
Nice. That's awesome.
Kane Hodder signed the top of it. I met Kane Hodder at a convention there.
That is amazing.
So it's my little But yeah. So I just start off. Like I said, I'm a history buff, and I just without giving the whole tour away, I just basically say how Portland's been around. There's proofs that Vikings were here. They think Leif Erikson had a family here. Yeah. Machias, Maine, which is up almost towards New Brunswick, is and you can Google this shit, dude. It's the first ever recorded haunting in American history. 1692, the guy's daughter died and was floating around the house in Machias, Maine.
Wow.
And it's the first ever reported.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and to the right of Machias is where the USOs have been seen in New Brunswick. There's the USO highway. Okay. And then right after that is that show that the Curse of Oak Island's right there too. Oak Island.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was up there.
Yeah, I can almost fly a paper airplane from my window.
Listen, now I can convince my husband to go out there because he watches that show all the time. So
really?
We'll have to make a
tours
trip
of the
out.
island. You can buy shirts. Yeah. You have to go through Canada to get there. Obviously, the borders are closed because of Corona Light beer or whatever. But they'll be open soon enough, I think. And there's plenty of shit in Maine to see, especially if you like that stuff. I mean, there's a witch's grave in York, Maine. York was named after Yorkshire, England, and it's the second oldest. It's actually older than the Pilgrims. I've been there.
Oh, okay.
Plymouth. It's older than Plymouth.
Yeah. Like okay, just like wait for you.
I've been to Plymouth for a too. Plymouth Rock's not far from Salem. So there's a lot of history in Maine. Stephen King's current house in Bangor. In the 1920s, there was the FBI's most wanted. Al Brady got shot and killed in Bangor. He was up here hiding away from his robbery, and there's a plaque in the street. Al Brady was killed here in 1936, and I got a picture of me going right next to it. But he's buried in the cemetery, Hope Cemetery in Bangor, where Vice President Hannibal Hamlin's buried, and that's where Stephen King filled Pet Cemetery 1. He was the Reverend in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was Hope Cemetery in Bangor. I've been there too. Scene was shot there. Maine's loaded. I don't like to say too much because I feel like people are going to take it over, but Maine it's pretty neat, dude. We got some really killer shit. There's been mermaid scene off the coast.
People wanted to talk about that. So people in the chat wanted to talk about that. So definitely tell us more about the mermaids.
Oh, okay. So, real quick too, if you go to Salem, you know where Gloucester, Massachusetts is?
Yeah.
No.
It's right. Gloucester is a little underneath Salem before Boston. They have Hammond Castle there. That's the inventor of the remote control. He's dead and buried out back underneath some poison ivy. But there's a castle there you can tour. And if you look over the bluffs, there's been mermaids seen there. I know. I need to write a book. I remember this useless fucking Jeopardy shit, but I remember.
Underneath the poison ivy. Got it.
It is. He's underneath poison ivy and barbed wire, so people won't steal his money he's buried with. I swear to Christ, I don't know where I remember this stuff. But if you go back to Maine, in the harbor here, an old sea captain back in the 1700s that captained the Dash, which is a ghost ship. He wrote, I don't know if it's the rum or am I missing of my love, but I see a woman with scales following my ship with hair of gold.
Wow.
And sometimes people have seen, I guess, as supposedly Cassie, the Casco Bay sea serpent. People have seen mermaids. The movie Lighthouse, if you've seen Lighthouse, is supposed to be actually filmed and based in Maine. And there's a mermaid in that movie too. That's kind of a underground movie, The Lighthouse, but William Dafoe's in it. That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I haven't personally seen it, but we live by Old Orchard Beach, and I'm out there with binoculars looking for fucking anything from Jaws to mermaids to USOs, man. I'm just dying. And it's always the ones that believe that don't see it. It's the non-believers that see it. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like you said earlier, it's the people who are looking who don't find it. Just like when you're investigating, the people with equipment and cameras and shit don't catch anything. So
see, and I've done a couple haunts, me and Chris, for like the Irish Heritage Center, a haunted church in Portland. And people will go and it's almost like with a haunted walk. It's more of a historical thing more than scary. And people are like, is someone going to jump out? Is there a ghost? We don't make shit happen. And then you go for an hour. It's like, well, I didn't see nothing. It's obviously not haunted. It's like, well, ghosts aren't fucking parlor tricks. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. Yep.
Yes.
I feel like when you bring a bunch of people, the ghost is like, oh, you got money and you want me to dance now? I ain't getting a cut of your money. I ain't doing nothing. Make your own ball pants. Ghosts aren't as dumb as we think, man. People treat ghosts like their kids or hurt animals. It's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Or evil.
I know it's bad. I mean, it's not bad, but probably to the guests, they don't appreciate it. But, at the seminary, we always tell them, like, if there's people here that you don't want to talk to, you don't have to talk to them. Like, don't talk to whoever you want. Like, all these people are here to talk to you. You don't have to talk to them. You don't even have to stay here. Just go.
Yeah. You're brutally honest. What's wrong with that? That's the truth, right?
Like, we all have people we don't want to talk to, so I'm sure they feel the same.
Mm-hmm. And a place like that must be so huge enough to where you can go to a corner and not see someone, right? That's going to be huge there.
Right. Yeah. It's
pictures and stuff. Yeah. That's really cool. But to go back to the walk, I just start out by basically saying how it was the land in Portland. It's funny. Portland's been burned down 3 or 4 times, and it's had 4 different names. It had Casco, which is why it's called Casco Bay. Then it went to Falmouth, and then it went to Portland finally. One of their cemeteries, a 1638 Eastern Cemetery, it's all gated off. Half it burned down, and they built buildings where the bodies are. Like,
oh wow,
oh my god.
I don't know. And then people talk about how it's haunted. Like, there's 2 graves in there. There's a British sailor buried next to an American sailor. They killed each other in the bay at war, and they're seen at night swashbuckling each other in the cemetery.
Oh my
so I'm constantly at the cemetery looking to see these 2 swashbucklers going at it. Pretty wild, man. It's pretty cool, mate. So Maine's got a lot of seafarer stuff, and as far as mermaids go, I'm a believer that there's definitely sea creatures. Maybe not the creature from the Black Lagoon, but I mean, look at the weird fish they pulled out of the ocean and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, why not?
They're still discovering new species of sea life. I mean, who knows what the hell is down there? It's just
the Amazon rainforest. They could be a fucking bat that's 80 feet long. That's the next Mothman for all we know.
Right.
I hope so.
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't been everywhere. It's no different than outer space. Like, we don't fucking know.
Yeah.
It's so silly to think that there couldn't be things. I don't know. I just don't understand how people can be that closed-minded. Like, you look up at the stars at night and you think every single one of those stars is a sun, and every single one of them could have planets revolving around it. And you don't think that there's one other planet out of all of those solar systems that has fucking some kind of life on it.
Typical Americans, man. That's what we get a bad rap. We think our shit don't stink. I mean, tribal people for years have been building them in caves. You see these sun gods and these sun creatures. And things coming from the Sphinx, all the pyramids. It's so. Actually, real quick, in Connecticut, there's someone's got a mummy from Egypt that they got. You can see it at the P.T. Barnum Memorial. I haven't been there yet. I got all these places on my bucket list, I swear. Every time I leave the state or the town, I'm like, what's in this town? But that's another thing for New England, too. You can drive through a back road and go by 6 or 7 cemeteries that are old family cemeteries. And I'll stop. I'll document them, take a picture. I'll look for the oldest one. they all of them got like the old crossbones and like that on top, the old designs and shit.
Wow.
So it's, I love Maine. I love to travel, but I think Maine, it'd be hard for me to ever really leave Maine. There's a lot of cool shit here, for sure.
Like it.
But there's so much people have to offer. Like I've been to Nashville, I've been to Gettysburg, I've been to Iowa, and you go out there and there's so much other stuff that people are like, like you guys in Ohio, you got the infield seminary, and then the other one you were mentioned a couple times.
We have Fairfield and Madison. Yeah.
Fairfield,
and then Ohio State Reformatory, Old Lincoln County Jail. Like there's a Facebook meme that says like, Ohio, who hurt you? We have so many places here.
Oh, that is so killer. That's so killer.
Yeah.
That's so killer. And you guys are more Cleveland based, though, is that correct? Or
Madison is actually exactly halfway between Erie, Pennsylvania and Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like super far northeast.
Wow, we must have went right by that. When me and Chris went, it was a road trip. We went by Rolling Hills in New York Sanatorium, that's an old place. Holy cow. It was closed, but we went up through Ohio. I wonder if we went by that. We must have. Jeez.
Probably.
We drove literally 22 hours straight. We drove from Portland, Maine to fucking Des Moines, Iowa in like 23 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You get over that shit. I'm in the car like this for 3 hours. Pull over.
And then you get out of the car and like your legs don't work anymore. And you're like, what the hell?
Everything's in atrophy.
Yeah. But there's a lot of cool shit. Like I saw graveyards. I saw a graveyard with an airplane in the middle of it.
Nice.
Which is weird to me. I went to Iowa. There's a cemetery that's got a roundabout going around it. It's actually, that was in Atlas Obscura, so I get to knock that off my bucket list.
Nice.
And shit. So yeah, I go to Betty and what was it? Who's the people? Bonnie Clyde.
The Ambush Museum.
Yeah. Well, they had this spot in Iowa where they were ambushed and Clyde's brother got shot by the cops and killed. It's an old fairground in Iowa. There's a little placard on the side of the road. And then up the road from that is the first ever train robbery. Jesse James in 1943 robbed a train on horseback. And it's a big placard. I go, shit, we knocked like 5 things out of the park in Iowa. It's pretty cool. That's just it. And I'm sure you guys do the same thing when you drive. You open and you look to see old houses, abandoned cemeteries, or old, whatever. If you really look, they're out there, and everything's got potential,
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to book a ghost hunt at a major location. There's so many places you can just walk up to and just be quiet and listen and let the recorder run a little bit,
Yeah. And I understand they got to make some money. $50, $60 bucks a ticket is reasonable. It's when you start seeing like $200 or $300. It's like, well, fuck, what am I going to meet? Hugh Hefner's ghost or what? Like, Jesus Christ, $300. I can go to the cemetery for free down the road and see more action. So, but you want to pick and choose. Like, you guys get some killer spots that are worth it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that's dope. You're gonna spend the night in Salem. I've never spent the night in Salem. God, I want to. That's cool. They get the Salem Inn, the Hawthorne, the Josh Ward House. George Washington stayed there.
Yeah.
So that's killer. You're gonna have a good time, my friend, for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. I know. I think Childers and Kristen are having some kind of event there in July in Salem because that's
Hawthorne.
Like
Chris Sanders overnight. It's like $45, dirt cheap.
That's good.
They're not making up. That's literally paying for the rental, so that's awesome. That's good for sure. They're good people. I met them both on Salem, and Dave's accent's pretty wild. Of course, being New England here. Yeah. But they're good people. And Kristen, she's awesome too. They're such good people.
Yeah.
Just like you guys, man. It's such a joy talking to both of you. As you guys know, I kind of do a co-host thing on my radio show, and I'd love to have both of you guys on there.
Talk about it.
Dude, they hit me up. The guys, Reverend Jay's like, you want to be my guest? I go, sure. He got off the thing, goes, that was awesome. You want to be my co-host? I'm like, okay. I don't say no to much because it's why not? Like, I've never been a co-host.
That's pretty much the same history that the Cryptic Paranormal show went through.
Yeah, you guys just threw it together. You're friends and you did it, right?
I mean, my buddy Steve. Well, he wasn't my buddy at the time. I never met him, but we met just like we are now. We met each other through Facebook, and he's like, "Why don't you come on my show sometime? You can be a guest." And as me and him and his co-host Laura, and then like that night they're both like, "Hey, you want to be a co-host? Like be a part of the show?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh, doesn't that just like you?
Yeah, because we all got along. But then again, life happens. Laura had to leave the show, so it was me and Steve, and then we brought Mike, my buddy Mike Bradley, in.
Yep.
And then Steve had to leave, and he's like, "Dude, just keep the show running. You're doing awesome." So there was me and Mike, and then we brought Denise in. And,
Denise, what a great fit! Yeah, you guys
exactly.
are. And the thing is, too, people look at it and go, "Oh, it's just a podcast," but it's really you gotta. It's some people can't. Some people are scared. Some people freeze up. Some people don't know what to talk. So I get it. I was humbled, and I said I'd love to, and I'm like, shit, I'm just a fucking stoner from southern Maine who just goes in graveyards. I'm nothing special. I'm really nothing special. No, and that's the thing is you guys are very humble and sweet, and that's the way we need to be, I think.
Right.
Like Denise said, and I brought it up again, like Denise said earlier, we're all here to just do the same goal, dude. No one's like, well, I got this, and I got, like, who gives a shit? You run a haunted place, or you got a haunted doll. You know better than me, dude. We're all in the same boat. You started like I did. And I think there's a lot of people that agree like that. And I think that's what's really neat is to see, like, the guys from Holzer Files, Shane Pittman and April, and even Darkness Dave. They accepted my friendship, and Shane sent me 3 Searchers shirts for nothing, him and Ray, the boy. So now I got Ray on my show this week. One of the, he doesn't get talked much. He goes, I don't really know what to say. I said, I'll pull you along, Ray. You're good. So he's excited, just talking like you guys, just talking like normal people. And it's not to do with politics or religion for an hour to a fucking week. God bless. That's amazing. This is what we need for a release. And and
I tell you what, it's been a lifesaver, during this whole pandemic.
Absolutely.
You guys have great guests. Every time you guys get a new guest, I send them a friend request if they're not already friends. I go, oh, cool.
That's awesome.
They're all interesting.
That's
you pick good guests. They're all interesting. You guys keep the flow going.
Yeah, I think
we haven't really talked a lot of food, though. I feel bad. I feel like I'm one of the ones.
Well, John is usually John Ward is usually the guy that gets it started. And he was only on for a little bit. He's the one who asked about or talked about writing the book about awesome food joints near haunted locations. But
that's right.
I have to agree with him though, because I've been to so many different locations where I'll just hit up like a local diner, like across the street from the place or whatever, and it's like the best food.
Oh my God. Like when we went to the Monroe house and we just found this like little teeny tiny bar, and we were almost not going to go in because it was so tiny. It was like the size of my living room. And it was so small, and we walk in and like nobody's wearing a mask, which is like weird for us because in Ohio you have to, and then we walk in the bar and they're smoking in the bar, and we're like, what?
1985 called, they want you back.
Right. But we were like, what the hell? But it was the best food. I mean, I'm not even just talking bar food. It was like the best food I have had in years.
Yeah.
Because they don't hold so much in bulk because they don't have a lot of people, so it's all fresh. You don't have frozen bullshit. That's the best. And it's cooked with love, and they want you to come back. That's so cool.
And it was awesome because the bartender came over and he like literally sat at our table and was like, we talked about what we wanted, and he's like, all right, well, here's what people normally do when they order it. They normally get the sauce like this, blah, blah, blah. Like it was just such service that you don't normally get at a place. So I think it would be cool, even if it was like just a YouTube series or like, something where people go to towns with haunted places and find the best restaurant there. So then when you go, you know where to go.
Oh yeah!
Wow. Let's let my people contact your people on this one.
Right? Let's make it happen.
Why not? Because everything else, why not? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I like to go hunting and I like to eat. I'll volunteer.
It's 2 birds, 1 stone. Absolutely. Have a beer with a ghost and have some chip and dips. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It reminds me of like a long time ago when we were just starting out. We went down to Moundsville Penitentiary in West Virginia, and we didn't realize none of us paid attention to the fact that like the ghost hunt didn't start until midnight.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super late.
Whoa, yeah.
It was nuts. We got there like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And Moundsville is just a little coal mining town. I mean, it's not. It's right on the other side of Wheeling, West Virginia. It's like right in that area. And we had no idea. We can only hang out at Walmart for so long.
You guys had like 9 hours to kill.
Yeah. So we ended up in this little coffee place, right? The clientele there, like a bunch of the older people, had so many stories to tell.
Oh, the town folk.
We met a guy that actually worked at the prison for a while. He was telling us some awesome stories. you know, and this cafe was like as if like a Starbucks met like this little hodunk place out in the middle of nowhere. But they had like these old couches and stuff. She's like, you guys just chill out, just crash. She was bringing us like baked goods, like she made it like for in the bakery, and it was just amazing.
Grandma's kitchen, man.
Yes,
that's awesome.
That
and
is
like
awesome.
it was just regular coffee, but it tasted so good. And like,
you know what's funny? You made their day more than they made yours. I bet.
Yeah.
The new face coming in, they fucking.
Like so we were just so enthralled by the whole town because it's called Moundsville for a reason. There's Indian burial grounds all over.
I've heard of Moundsville. Yes, Indian burial grounds are huge everywhere, right?
Yes, right across the road from a prison, there's a huge burial mound.
I saw that on Most Haunted Destinations or some shit.
Yeah. So we did get to visit that before it closed. You can hike up to the type of the mound, and we talked to some people who think that Moundsville is so active because the tribe that built the mounds, which I think was the Hopewells, I'm not 100% on that, cursed the land when they found out that they were building the cemetery or the prison.
That whole fucking it's a whole haunted town. Like Gettysburg, everything's haunted in that fucking town. The whole land's soiled.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's in West Virginia. That's right.
Yeah, and there's proof that there were Masons involved in the building. So, because they found the big like inverted pentagram up like in behind some drywall.
Illuminati. See, I follow that shit too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a conspiracy guy too. The whole Masons and doing some scary ass motherfucker. They'll like, oh boy, they killed DMX. You know that, right? I won't even get into it. That's, they did. He crossed it. He wanted to leave the Illuminati. They wouldn't let him. I swear. And that's scary.
I believe it.
There's some rich shit going on, man. Masons and stuff. Boy, oh boy, they knew the way, or they thought they did. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's very intriguing stuff. That's for sure.
Right.
I do got one more real quick for you, if you don't mind. Restaurant. It's actually literally about, I don't know what, Heather, about 10 feet away from LL Bean in Freeport, the LL Bean store.
Oh, nice. We're going there too.
It's right next. Oh, we'll go right next door. It's called. I don't know the name of it. The next LL Bean, where they signed a treaty in 1820. Okay, thank you. Shit, what an idiot. I'm stoned. 1820. Okay, in 1820, Maine became free from Massachusetts.
Yes.
And they signed the papers here at Jameson Tavern. They had the president at that time, the whole nine, meet here at this tavern, which is still open to this day. You can get beer and you can get fried clams there. Ooh. And there's a fire upstairs, and a little girl died. And 2 years ago, there's a guy in the men's room, and he came out screaming. There's a little girl in the men's room. They all went in, and she was gone. I said, that's our ghost, Emily. If I went to the bar, I swear to God, I went to the bar a little bit after this happened, and I go, I'm here for the ghost. And the girl gave me a whole separate menu. It's a haunted menu. Just talking about the ghost, dude. And it's literally, I mean, you can literally see LL Bean. It's an old barn.
Yeah.
And it's an old tavern, Jameson Tavern. It says the papers were signed here in 1820. Maine became legally a state here at this spot.
Yeah.
They met here. So and it's haunted. You can get fried clams and some of the best microbrew beer Maine has to offer.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's haunted. Denise, you're onto something. There's a lot of these.
Yeah. And you know, that's you're going to a town for the history. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's so much better to go to a place that has like a hometown feel, you know, like
we're gonna get the best sandwich and the best microbrew and see a ghost or two.
Yeah. And the
on
best
Main Street.
service.
Take it right on Main Street.
Yeah, we go in with like our Dark Alley t-shirts on, or I have the show t-shirt on. They're like, "Oh, you're in a Bigfoot, or you're ghost, one of those ghost hunters." Oh, let me tell you something. I'm like,
I love when people just meet you and they got to tell you their story.
Yeah,
it's like you're talking to the news. They go, "You're a ghost hunter." Yeah. Well, let me tell you. Oh, and they just love it. I'm sitting there going, okay. I eat it up. I love it.
We were doing it. We're doing an investigation at Actually, Denise was there with me when we did our last live. It was a Shalersville Historical Museum. So the town I grew up, just a little museum, like just the Historical Society house, just a little tiny little place. I grew up in the town, and I like to date myself and give myself my age. Like the Historical Society is like people I graduated high school with now. So, so when they found out I did this, they're like, well, we have all these stories. Like this house is haunted. We know something's going on.
Dude, every historical society is in an old house somewhere.
Yeah. So they invited my team in. Like we're exclusively like the only team that actually gets to like ghost hunt there, which is really cool. They just like give us the keys and let us do our thing.
Oh man!
But I was literally like right down the street at a brand new Dollar General store. Just one of those dollar stores. They're
gross.
They're all over the.
They're popping up like mold, dude. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
I know
they're everywhere.
We get it. We're
brand
poor
new
people.
building.
Yeah.
But this lady's telling me how their store's haunted. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm not even kidding. She's like, I'll come in, I'll turn all the lights on. They start turning off. I'll go back and have to like physically switch them back on when I know I'm the only one opening.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's got to be the land.
It's the land.
Yeah,
Wow.
Or something that comes with her to work.
Yeah, or an attachment.
True.
Very good. Yeah,
True.
people don't realize that, Denise. People can have attachments with them. Yeah.
Right.
She said it was a store, so I'm like, okay, I'm just listening to her. Like, that's interesting. I like hearing people's stories. I love it.
Yeah. I went to go pick up when Ryan was like 6. He was probably like 6 or 7. He went to a church function with a friend, and I went to go pick him up, and I went to drop him off, and I said, is it all right if he just walks to the seminary? Because it's literally two doors down. I said, we have flashlight tours tonight. I'm going to be up there. I can't come back and pick him up, but is it all right if he just walks through the front yard and comes up there? And she's like, I'll just drive him. And she's like, so you work there? And she like gets all quiet, and she's like, does anything happen there? Like she was asking me all these questions. Yeah, because she can't talk about it. She's at the church, and she's one of the church ladies. That's like frowned upon. Yeah. So she like pulls me aside and is whispering to me about her stories from her house. I love it.
No way.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I should have wrote a letter.
You do flashlight tours. That's killer. That's fucking. That's the real deal. Nighttime tours are where it's at. It's just something. I mean, ghosts are there no matter what. But at nighttime, the mystique and everything, it really, it's the wow. That's killer that you do that. I definitely want to do the tour.
Yeah, and they've done deep dives into the history at that place, and it's there's things that like I've been investigating there since. Well, I'll just say way before Adam purchased the place, and there was so much. Mm-hmm. History that was unknown, and like nobody seemed to care.
Killerman, right, or something. Killerman, his last name is
Kimmel.
That's what it was. Yeah.
You call him Killerman.
I don't know.
But the previous owners. I mean, they were using it for their business, and it was just the building was going to hell. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Just falling
what
apart.
A shame.
Adam purchased it and came in and fixed it up, and his mad crew, Denise and Shelly, and everybody came in and started doing some serious
stuff. You had a big hand in that too. That's awesome.
Yeah, started doing some serious historical digging and finding out some pretty interesting stuff, which oddly enough, the Historical Society denies a lot of it. But well, it's
I see. Daniel done that a lot with the Hinsdale House in New York too.
Yeah.
He's been doing that. That's a bucket list of mine. We've gone by the Chris knows him, but. I love that. I love that young, fresh faces are still, because we had a lot of things. There's some stuff that's funny. I laughed. There's a place in Kennebunk that was for sale. It's Bernard's Tavern, 1776. This guy Bernard,
nice.
He was the mailman from Boston, Massachusetts to Portland, Maine, and he lived there with his family. It was an inn and all that shit. It's been vacant for years, and someone bought it from Texas, and they want to turn it into apartments, and they started moving shit around. And me and Heather went by there, and Heather's like trying to put a witch curse on it. And sure as shit, a week later, they get signs saying, stop all doing. This is a historical thing. Will not change out the big thing. I'm going we took a picture smiling, almost like we did it, I'm like, we stopped it.
Good job, Heather. Good job.
Yeah, good job, Heather. Good job, she says. Awesome. And I love that because it's cool to have tours because that's you're using the place. But to go and try, Lizzie Borden, to throw in an axe throwing pit.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
They want to put like a bar inside and take a wall down and shit. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, it's 1845. It's a fucking monument. Like, there was murders here.
All that shit. You just might as well just tear it down because it's
exactly.
Just the way
a lot of people are mad
exactly.
that Sam Brutalis, I think he's a big Salem guy and stuff. He's really pissed about it. A lot of people aren't happy with these new owners of historic tours. And I don't like to talk bad about people because it seems like they mean well. I just think that they're kind of going too far. In my opinion.
Well, it's nice. I mean, I can't speak to other buildings, obviously, but I like Adam's thing is that we use the paranormal to pay for the historical. This building is so expensive to run. We are constantly having to fix something or, whatever. We don't change the history of it. We don't change the layout of it. We put one wall in. to separate the lobby. But that is the newest building. It wasn't even original, whatever.
Building a wall and destroying a wall are two different things.
No, that's different. But I mean, to light that thing, to mow the lawn, to run the water, that's a lot of fucking feet to do. And who's going to pay for that? The city's not paying for it if you own it in your own accord. So if you charge even $100 a head, fucking more power to you, because you're sharing it with us. And I think that people got a problem with that. And you got to realize there's a difference of going to a cemetery that's upheld by the town and city at no cost, as opposed to an old asylum or an infirmary or a seminary or a hospital. Someone's like, yeah, come to my place. And like, there's a lot in Indiana. I know there's a lot in Fort Wayne, I think. Yeah. And people just take care of it and people donate. And that's what, like, historical societies are what keeps it. So bravo to you guys.
Yeah. Well, it's nice too, because at least when people come to the seminary, you know, if you haven't been there in 6 months, you can see the things that are different. You know, you can see all the new furniture we've brought in, all the things that we've done, you know, to make it better. So people don't mind paying for it because they see that their money is going back into the building. You know, they see that the owner is driving a piece of shit car, you know, he's not making a ton of money, you know, it's a very expensive thing to do. So
he's just a ghost hunter with a cool place to live that he happens to share with us for a couple bucks. Because if he didn't do that, they'd be like, well, why don't you let people do tours? That's not fair. You can't hoard it. You know, so it's like you kind of lose. And you gotta like, I like that, the paranormal to pay for the history, because you're preserving both. And that's a great. That should be a T-shirt. That's fucking killer. I like that.
And people involved with it are purchasing, you know, antique furniture and bringing it in. I mean, the place is going to end up looking like a museum. It's beautiful.
Oh, I gotta make it out there this summer or something.
And I think along with
I'll camp out in your backyard. I got a little bean tent. That won't be no problem. I'll plug in for a couple hours and I'll be on my way. I'm a gypsy. I live in an RV. I stay with my girlfriend, but I own an RV. After my mom died, we rented out our house and I bought a 38-foot Fleetwood Bounder RV, and that's going to be my ghost travel thing. I want to get to Route 66 one day. That's my goal.
Nice. That'll be so cool.
Old gas stations and all that.
Hell yeah, man. Yes.
Life's fun to have certain goals, I think, right? You guys must look forward to, like, you look forward to tomorrow night. You must, I'm sure after you're done with me, you're going to be like, tomorrow, the fucking liquoring jail. I mean, obviously, I'm pumped to watch it. I'm not even going just to see you guys go. That's killer.
It's fun. And especially, like, you know, after your car accident, you know, like, life's way too short to just sit there and be fucking miserable. Like, go travel, go do what you want to fucking do.
People are like, how can you afford? I go, honestly, a lot of these places are, for the most part, dirt cheap, just to go outside and see the outside. And honestly, I know it sounds whatever, but I quit my job after my mom passed, and I started door dashing. And door dashing, I went to Iowa with Chris. I door dash in Iowa. It's a pretty killer fucking job. It's pretty cool. I don't have bills. I don't have a lot of things. I don't have credit cards and student loans, so I'm able to have a little bit more time than others. But for the most part, when a weekend comes, you don't need to go support some fucking big movie place. Go to an old drive-in. There's old theaters everywhere in Maine. 1925 drive-in. You go. It's like, who knows if that's not haunted? Why go to a new cinema? And I get it. Life, you want to have your new stuff, but at the same time, if you just want to get out, you can get out and explore and see old cemeteries. Look on Google, Atlas Obscura. The oldest cemetery in America documented is in Massachusetts, Danbury, Massachusetts. The second oldest is Salem's Massachusetts graveyard. The burial ground. There's a guy from Mayflower buried on there, Richard Moore. Oh, wow. And Hawthorne, the judge of the witch trials, is buried in Salem's. You'll see that. That's the second oldest in America.
Wow.
Yeah, and Danbury is the oldest. Is also the oldest pet cemetery, and it's got Lizzie Borden's 2 dogs buried there. And that's no shit. Wow. I ain't been there yet, but I'm a cemetery nut. I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have, you know, people like, I have started to go other places. You know, I started all of this with Madison, and for 2 years, that was the only place I ever investigated. But I'm like, you know what? Life's way too fucking short. And you know what? I go places and maybe I spend $50 for my investigation, but I don't buy myself purses. I'm not buying shoes all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
and like you said, real quick to touch back on the restaurants, you go to little hole in the walls where it's not going to be $20 just to get in the fucking door. And sometimes me and Heather went to go see Kimball Castle in Guilford, New Hampshire. It's an old castle that the ghost hunters have been to. You can check it out. There's security cameras and fences, but I ran up real quick and ran back to my car. But anyway, on the way back, we stopped at the Elacoya. The Elacoya is a restaurant and a little gas station thing named after an Indian princess that lived there. And we went out back. We got the seafood platter, and of course I go, "Is this place haunted?" She goes, "Well, yeah, this is an old horse stable. A 5-year-old girl got trampled to death right over here where you're eating." I go,
my gosh.
She's seen here playing games, and right out back, a young boy drowned in the river and just fucking eating my clams and shit for $20. And I got a ghost story, and I'm in a haunted place, so I documented on Facebook. People, where's that? They were in the news a year later that a salt shaker on their counter went flying, and they recorded it, and it was on the fucking local news. I look away at Bar and Grill. I go, we were there.
That's awesome.
Just on a little whim, just a little. Oh, it's like a little shitty place to get a burger. We went in. It's a fucking 5-star restaurant that someone died in. I mean, not that that's a good thing, but the ghost is good.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But it's the little things that you take like Denise. You took a chance and stopped in there. Some of the best people and food you've ever had. The guy sat down. All that you think. Sometimes you go, is it worth it? Let's see. It doesn't have to be a fucking Applebee's or something. Right. I like to support the little guys, the little stores, because they always got a tale to tell. Yeah, especially when you're not local and you look and how long have you been here for? Well, 1923. Okay, you got some stories. Anybody ever eat and have a heart attack? A guy last year did. Okay, what corner? Can I go sit there? They look at me. What are you? The ghost hunters. People on TV.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen. You know, people just have different priorities. You know, like I drive a car that my grandpa gave me because he's 90 years old and can't drive anymore. He loved that car. Awesome. You know, wow, I'm not going to get rid of that car. It was his. It was his favorite thing. Like. It was free to me. So instead of having a car payment, I will go on an adventure, like you just have to pick your priorities. And to me, life is way too short for fucking credit card debt and whatever. Like I'm going to go travel and I'm going to go see places that with the way they tear down fucking buildings now might not be there next year. So
that's another thing. How many times you go to a place where the fucking roof's caved in? You go, I saw a picture 3 years ago. Like, let's face it, and I'm not talking shit. Josh the Explorer, he's a fucking 20-year-old kid. He's not a millionaire. He just goes around with a camera to these places that are free, and he makes money on YouTube. It's not fucking genius. Right. I go to Google, and I type in, hey, Google, haunted places in southern Maine. Here's 35. Okay, one of these is going to be free. I went to Parsonfield Seminary in Parsonfield, Maine, 1823. It's a mixed-race school. And it was using the Underground Railroad. Someone set fire on purpose, killed 3 kids.
That's my God.
Yeah, it's a big. Some people say that didn't happen. I read about it, and so I don't know if it's true. I wasn't there, but I stopped with Heather and Chris Brown. Chris Brown's a psychic from Maine. Yeah. Me and Heather stopped there with him. I don't know, Heather, 2 years ago. And the caretakers were outside putting a sign up, older lady. And she goes, "Yo, seminary?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "How long? You want a tour?"
Nice
2-hour tour for free. She told me everything about the ghost, about the young black boy ghost, about
that's awesome.
About the remember there's a graveyard across the street. I mean, I left there with a free pamphlet and a Facebook request friendship. Like it's just by stopping. Sometimes you'd be surprised, and if you act interested, it seems silly, but sometimes people are like, "I'd love to show you. Come here." Yeah. I've had walkthroughs of just interview. You go to churches. You want to come in? An old church in Kennebunk, Maine that was used in the Revolutionary War or something.
Oh wow!
It's like Kennebunk's got a lot. Maine. There's the Wedding Cake House. It's a shipbuilder's house from the 1823. He was gone on his wedding, or it was supposed to be his wedding day. He was at battle, so he came back and built the house that looked like a wedding cake for his wife. And then she died like 3 years later of syphilis and shit. And it's the most pictured house in Maine. Yeah, it's still there. It's got white columns on it. It looks really nice. But I'm sorry, I'm going off track.
That's all right. No, but people will stop at the seminary if we're just like working up there or something. And listen, I do what I do because I love talking about that fucking building. So if somebody pulls up and they're like asking questions about it, I'll show you. Here's this, whatever. I'll tell you all kinds of stories. Like you're right. Like just go. Just go on adventures, people. Like, don't stay home.
You're gonna be there tomorrow, Denise? I'll fucking drive from Maine and get a tour tomorrow if that's the case.
No, I'll be at Lincoln tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Shit, I'll have to crash that instead. I gotta ask, how many spirits do you think are there?
Oh, I don't even know. I feel like I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's constantly changing. I feel like it's different people all the time. Because like I said, we don't keep them there. You know, I've heard of places that keep salt on the windows and whatever to try to keep their spirits there. Yeah. We're always like, go, you know, get out of here, whatever. So I know that we've had some that have left, you know, but we're always getting more. Like it's
left
it just
with someone
all the time.
Left locations or left with someone?
Who knows?
Probably both.
I don't know where they go.
I don't you smudge it all. Do you tell them stay? I always leave cemeteries. I go, stay here. You're not welcome to follow me. It seems silly, but I say it. I just don't. No.
I do it every time I leave the seminary. I say, you guys know you can't come home with me. Like, I'll come back and see you. You know I will.
Yeah.
And I'll even say, I'll say my schedule out loud. I'll be like, I'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They get to know you. They look forward to seeing you. The ones that go, there's Denise again. They're not fucking dumb. I mean,
they will follow you home from there too. I think really just based out of curiosity sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I've had experiences where I've come home and like for a couple of days afterwards, I was having weird stuff happening in my house, but then it dissipates. It's like, okay. We checked out where you live. We're going to go back home now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it's like a hangover because I get those sometimes, like almost too much, or if it's an attachment. And then
it's like a residual energy you just brought back with you, not necessarily a spirit, but that paranormal energy that
hangover.
Yeah.
Honestly, we stayed at Lizzie Borden's, like I said, all night, and I was, you know, in my boxers, and I went in every bed around 2 a.m. just to lay in every bed, and my mom died literally 3 months later, and I blamed it on Lizzie. I'm like, it's because I went to Lizzie and I disrespected by laying in the beds in my boxer shorts. I lived with that for a little bit. I blamed myself for going to Lizzie's. I go, maybe this some of my relatives on my mom's side, like, well, you brought this by doing all this. You're doing bad stuff and going to cemeteries. And they gave me shit for being in a heavy metal band. I used to hang myself. I had fangs, fake blood, Alice Cooper gore type shit. And some of my aunts on my dad's side defriended me, and they go, oh, you're doing, it's not good. So, you know, they're older French people. I get it.
Yeah.
So, but I blame myself for
you
that.
Don't say that about your mom.
No, I'm kind of the black sheep. I've always been. My sister loves me and shit. That's all that really matters to me. My dad. So, but anyway, long story short, I blamed that for a while, and like Chris told me, Sanders. Of course, he's got Buddy the doll, that little evil bastard. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been alone with him. He's a little. Anyway, if you don't give them the power, if you don't give them the fear, and you don't really believe, if you don't really give in, just like anything else, what are they going to? It's like Freddy Krueger. If they don't believe, what are they going to do, right?
Right.
So I try not to. I get that out of my head. That Lizzie Borden's people spend Lizzie Borden's all the time. Their mothers don't die. It was just happened to be a weird fluke a month later. So I get that off my conscience, but it sat for me for a little bit because I kind of thought maybe I fuck with spirits, and they hurt someone I love to say fuck you. Like I didn't know, and so.
It's weird the things that go through our minds when we lose loved ones. Anyways, I mean,
what did I do? Did I curse something? What did I say? Did I step on a crack and break her back? What did I do? You know, like you look for reasons. I think with anything, with something bad like the car accident. Shit, was I looking? I don't remember. Was I looking down? Was I texting? Was I smoking? I don't. I don't remember shit. So I automatically think, what did I do wrong? So that's a human trait that we all have.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why. That's got to do with anything. Anyway. You guys are fun. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to two of my friends on a regular.
People
are
look,
watching.
it's already almost 10 o'clock.
I know.
Like,
I finally get comfortable. We got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, so like before, I got some show things I need to announce real quick, but I wanted to make sure we touch base on what your podcast is and where we can find that.
Okay, it's called Love, Light, and the Paranormal with Reverend Jared Scavone, I think his name is, and that is on KCOR Digital Radio. I do share it quite a lot. It's on my page. If anybody's watching, if you're honestly a decent person and you're not looking for drama or bullshit, you send me a friend request, I'll probably accept it.
Yeah,
I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Once they cross the line, I'm like, peace. But you know, I'm a pretty cool dude. I'm just one of you guys, man. People look up to me, and I'm just like, all I'm doing is checking out cool spots that you guys can do. And I always tell everybody, support your local cemetery. Take a selfie, look at the year of the cemetery, and then after a while, it becomes like I'm starting to find those little cash pod things at places.
Oh yeah, geocache.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Like Anderson Cemetery is gorgeous in Wyndham. I could talk an hour about that one, but yeah.
You're supposed to talk about your podcast.
I know. Oh, sorry. Which you're both going to be on at some point, by the way.
Awesome.
I would love to talk to you more. That's on every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern for an hour. We have Ray from the Searchers, and I believe we have Dan Riviera, lead investigator from Nesper next week. He gave me his personal cell.
Cool.
No, that's a call. So, but yeah, and the Portland walk we're gonna probably do this summer once I can walk better. It's just basically long story short. I should have told you earlier. It's a history of Portland. How some spots where there's ghosts, some spots where there was tunnels, pirates, all that. There's a pirate that was hung there for treason in like 1800s. Our last death. But anyway, follow me for more information. Awesome. I hope to have a book out probably by Halloween. I want to try to get my first book if I can get my writer's cramp going. And I
hear that, brother.
Yeah, and that's about it. Historically haunted. I'm about to change the name. There's a lot of things named that. But if you want to follow the page, we'll be doing a lot of stuff on that in the near future, and with its haunted crew. And that's all the plugs I need, I think.
Cool.
Besides my barber.
Awesome. You got a lot going on.
So real quick before we sign off with Adam, as you guys know, we're having a fundraiser ghost hunt in August for the Felicia family. Brian, as you guys know, is fighting bladder cancer, going through a lot of chemo, and they just need our help. So we're having a fundraiser for them Saturday, August 7th. There's an event on Facebook, but you can also talk to Sean Gilmore or Daniel Klaus or us, Austin Maynard, and we just want to announce, actually I was talking to Sean before the show, we actually have Linda Dix, a really phenomenal, very talented, very gifted psychic medium.
Wow, I love her necklace.
She's from the Toledo, Ohio area, so she'll be coming to the fundraiser event. So she'll be our on-site event psychic. But Linda was a huge help to me when my mom was passing. She was kind of like, she just reached out to me. I mean, we've always been friends on Facebook, but she just started reaching out to me randomly, telling me my mom, where my mom was in the spiritual transition of things. So it was like, even though when it happened, I was still horribly upset, I was almost prepared.
Right.
And, she told me
what you wanted to hear. I mean,
yeah.
But in that way, we had this Lamar girl on last week, actually on our show, and she was she goes, can I read you? I go, sure. She goes, the accident, she goes, there was a woman figure there, and she goes, and you're going to change, and you've wanted to change for a while, and people aren't going to accept it, but you're worried about that, but you're going to change. And I go, yeah, because I feel more positive. I don't feel some of my friends, you know how misery loves company? I don't have that. I haven't got my stimulus and shit yet. My accident, my car's gone. I should be fucking depressed with a gun in my mouth. Don't pardon the pun. But I'm not. I'm really looking at the bright side of things. And I think life is too short. And the more you guys are beautiful people. What you're doing for this family, that man with that, cancer. I'm surrounding myself with great people who are like-minded and who have the same heart and mind as me. And it feels fucking great because there's a lot of us. There really is a lot of good people out there. So I'm blessed to know you both. It's awesome to talk to you both. You've calmed my mind, my heart, and I think you're both my friends. I can definitely say that, and I look forward. I would love to come up there in August.
For sure.
Do that. I don't know where I'll be at, but I would love to meet you both. And absolutely, can I share that in any way? Will that be up to share?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I believe there's actually an event site. I'll have to get the link and then shoot it over to you.
I'm a big share and invite guy. People go, well, you invite me so much. I go, just keep scrolling, asshole. We're supporting all these people. Where's all the para-unity everybody preaches? And they go, you're letting me to this infield seminary in fucking Dakota, Delaware? Well, it's like, well, fucking who cares? Like it. Keeps them going. You want them to like your fucking para.com.x fucking ghost group, but you won't like someone else's, and then I'm the asshole because I share it? Whatever.
Right.
There's a lot of people that dig it, and I see people go, oh, they liked it. They liked it. All right. So awesome.
Completely
I love you guys, man. I really appreciate your time.
We'll love you too, brother. We'll have you on again. I've already got people telling you got to have this guy on again.
No, shut up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We'll have you on again. Hopefully, Michael can join us next time.
Yeah. You should be right.
Was excited.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. I cannot wait to see what more antics and adventures you get into. Thank you so much for. I love watching you share everything that you share.
That makes me want to keep going because I go, shit, maybe I shouldn't share this. And then people go, oh, where's this?
Just keep sharing it, man. Just keep don't think about it.
People can scroll if they don't like it. Who cares?
It's my page, right? You guys share what you want for dinner and your ex-boyfriend problems, and I share with the cemetery I've been to. So
right.
I love it. You guys, I expect my shirt soon, too.
Yes.
I'm going to send you a shirt. Sometimes you got to ask.
No, you're getting a shirt for sure. I got to see what size I got. I'm pretty sure I got your size, though.
Don't give me a million, though. I work out, and I got
absolutely. You're ripped.
Corona, you know.
Yeah, right.
I'm working on my swimsuit body. Give me a break.
I gotcha. All right, crypto heads. That is it for this episode. Thank you again for Adam Began for being on. Brother, it was an awesome episode. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Denise, Goose, Ray, thank you guys.
You bet, buddy. Denise, have a good
tomorrow
weekend.
Night.
Yeah, keep an eye out, guys, tomorrow night. It's probably not going to be like an official whole investigation thing, but we might check in from time to time, so keep an eye out for us. Probably over at the Cryptic Paranormal page. I'm not sure what they got going on the RU Media page tomorrow night, so just keep an eye out. Good reason to go and like our page, by the way.
I cherry my first podcast. I feel like you guys were easy on me. That's good.
Yeah.
I need a cigarette now, though. I did the radio one, but I never done one facial, so I'm like, okay, I got my beard gel in.
Nice.
You guys were awesome. Thank you for being awesome, and you guys work with me. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get your back for the rest of my life.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right, crypto heads, we'll speak to you later. You guys have a good weekend. We'll see you next Thursday night.
Bye.